almost wanted to sit back, like sit back here.
Can't write on your paper then.
No. They do the anthem at 7 minutes till, so we'll go to a break somewhere in there. We got a few minutes.
Basketball on 104thescore.com and 103.7 FM. The following is a sports production of Commonwealth Broadcasting and 104thescore.com. Don Franklin Glasgow presents Barren County Trojan and Trojanette basketball. Also brought to you by
CPC Commodities,
Scotty's Contracting in Stone,
Colton Steakhouse and Grill,
AF Pro and Son Funeral Home,
The People's Bank,
CRS Construction,
Farmers RECC,
Southern States Glasgow,
Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Jamie Harris,
SCRTC,
Zaxby's,
Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home,
Shelter Insurance Agent Brad Gross,
South Central Bank,
Barry County Sheriff Kent Keene,
McDonald's,
Monticello Bank,
German American Bank, and by Coca-Cola. And now in his 25th season as the voice of the Trojans, Let's go.
Hi, everybody, from South Warren High School here in Bowling Green. We've got a doubleheader for you tonight with the Barren County Trojans and Trojanettes taking on the Spartans and Lady Spartans. Jay Turner with Robert Bauer. Todd Belcher in the studios on the controls tonight. Glad to have you with us here from South Warren High School in Bowling Green. First game tonight, the Barren County Trojanettes come in with a record of 12-6 against the South Warren Lady Spartans, who have a record of 7-8. Trojanettes in the last 4th region rankings, number 2 in this week's Lexington Herald leader in the 4th region, behind Bowling Green, number 3 in the Bowling Green Daily News Prep poll, while South Warren was ranked number 7 in the 4th region in the Lexington Herald leader and number 9 in the Bowling Green Daily News Prep poll. Trojanettes losing Tuesday night at home against Franklin Simpson, 57-51. Trojanettes shot 33.3% for the ball game on 16 of 48, but were only 2 of 15 behind the arc. Emma Hughes and Abby Varney led the scoring in that ball game with 13 points apiece. Normal leading scorer Raven Ennis not playing again tonight and will not play again tomorrow. However, she should be back next week for the Cumberland County game. And in that ball game, Franklin Simpson, the Trojanettes were 17 of 21 from the foul line. Only thing that really kept them in the ball game. Last night, South Warren had a 39-32 win over Allen County Scottsville in Scottsville last night, and it was Lydia Frank leading the way for the Lady Spartans in that ball game with 13 points, despite only shooting 22% from the field in that game against the Lady Patriots. They were only 5 of 28 on 3-point shots for 18%, 12 of 18 from the foul line. So the Trojanettes have a chance to get their 13th win tonight, but can they do it without Raven Ennis once again?
It was tough sledding the other night without Raven, and obviously we've been without Macy for the majority of the year. So it's just tough to make up those points, and not saying they cannot be done, but I was thinking about this after the game the other night. You know, we relied so heavily on Abby Varney the other night to score. It seemed like when we needed a bucket, that's who we really went to. And, Abby came into the season thinking she would be, 6th, 7th player off, in the rotation, first or second one off the bench. And now she goes from a freshman who's kind of filling out her way to somebody that we really lean on to score. So and then, you think about the 2 8th graders that we brought up and filled that 6th and 7th role. So it's just tough to ask that, especially when you lose 20, 30 points a game. And South Warren is a young team, too, who's kind of finding their way. They've only got one senior on the roster. She starts, but everybody else seems like an underclassman. They've lost 3 out of the last 5. They've struggled in this district. They could be all the way down into the 5 seed, possibly. So it's a game that we need to win, and a bounce-back game, because we have a really tough one staring us in the face tomorrow.
Yeah, Barren County has won their last 3 meetings against South Warren. Last year, 56-51 was the final score, even though South Warren lost 4 starters off last year's ball club. But it was 2 years ago. The Lady Spartans finished 17-13. Barren County had 2 wins over South Warren 2 years ago, and you remember one of those quite well, as the Trojanettes had to fight for their lives to defeat South Warren 60-58 to advance in the 4th region tournament 2 years ago. But it was 3 years ago. South Warren had their best record of any season at 31-4. South Warren beat the Trojanettes that year 56-38, but they did not win the regional tournament. They were the 4th region runner-up that year, despite winning the 14th district. But as you talked about, Robert, they've had wins over Owensboro by 15. They beat Hopkins County Central by 12. Warren Central in a district game by 5. Butler County by 32. They beat Logan County by 15. Tuesday night, they beat Edmonson County by 19 points, 67-48. And their losses to E-Town by 39, Breckenridge County by 37, who the Trojanettes will play for the second time this season tomorrow here on this court as part of the South Warren Classic. Central Hardin, they lost to them by 4. They lost to Warren East twice by 4 and by 22, and lost to Greenwood twice by 2 and by 6. And then the Bowling Green lost 69-24. So this could be an interesting game, as you got 2 young teams going against each other tonight, only 1 senior on each side of the coin. So we're about 10 and a half minutes away from the start of this ball game, and Tip off the season with huge savings and score big at Don Franklin Glasgow. This is the Don Franklin Glasgow Countdown to Tip-Off pregame report on 104thescore.com and Nash 103.7.
During the Nissan Thrill of the Drive sales event at Don Franklin Nissan in Glasgow, get 0% for up to 84 months on all new select 2021 Nissan models. Plus, get the all-new 2021 Rogue as low as $25,401 or the all-new 2020 Ultimate for as low as $19,835. Hurry into Don Franklin Nissan in Glasgow.
If you're like most Barren County farmers, you want feed products and nutritional supplements that are proven to work for your operation. No time on your farm to mess around. CPC Commodities understands, so they provide quality feeds they can stand behind. CPC Commodities offers direct-to-farm delivery options for bulk or bag feed, minerals, tubs, and farm hardware. CPC Commodities, proven on our farm, made for yours. Call toll-free at 888-618-6455.
Looking for a new place to bank? Consider South Central Bank, a bank that believes in lifelong relationships, offers free checking, safe and secure online and mobile banking, friendly local lenders who know you by name and are ready to invest in your success, convenient lobby and drive-through hours, including Saturdays, to better serve you. South Central Bank has been serving communities across Kentucky for nearly 50 years. South Central Bank, small enough to know you, big enough to help. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Scotty's Contracting in Stone has stood the test of time, with quality being their top priority. Scotty's has been serving South Central Kentucky for nearly 50 years. As your local paving contractor, Scotty's is community-minded and community-involved, therefore willing to go the extra mile to help their neighbors and friends. Scotty's Contracting believes home is where the heart is, and they want you and your family to love the path that leads you to it. You can increase the value of your home with a newly paved driveway. Just imagine that curb appeal. Whether you're selling your home or staying forever, quality paves the way with Scotty's Contracting. Give your home or business more curb appeal with the help of Scotty's Contracting. Rely on your local paving contractor, someone you can trust. Scotty's, serving you for nearly 50 years and is here to stay. Call 270-629-2112. That's 270-629-2112 or Scotty'sContracting.com.
If you hadn't been to Colton Steakhouse and Grill, what are you waiting for? Okay, maybe you need a special reason. Well, here it is. Our seasonal signatures. There's the Hawaiian ribeye, marinated for 72 hours and topped with fresh grilled pineapple. Or how about our Del Rio ribeye, topped with melted ancho chipotle butter and crispy onion tanglers. Both these mouth-watering, sizzling signature ribeyes are available right now. Colton Steakhouse and Grill, where we know what's at stake.
In Glasgow, Campbellsville, Radcliffe, and Bardstown.
You're listening to Barren County Basketball, presented by Don Franklin Glasgow. Now, back to court.
South Warren averages 51.1 points a game. They shoot 35.7% from the field, 26.6% from behind the arc, averaging about a 4.7 threes a game. They shoot 70% from the foul line as a team and average almost 30 rebounds. The Trojanettes are averaging right at 50 points a game, shooting 39.5% from the field, 26.6 on threes, averaging 4 a game, 66.2% from the foul line and averaging 25 rebounds a game. And South Warren, of course, in that rugged 14th district with Bowling Green, Greenwood, Warren Central, and Warren East. And right now, as you mentioned, Robert, a minute ago, South Warren now in the cellar as the number 5 seed. They still have Greenwood and Warren East. They're going to have to play each other to determine that 3 and 4 spot. But right now, Bowling Green on top of the district standings at 4-0. Warren Central is 2-2.
Yeah, it's locked in almost. It's locked in for South Warren that they'll either be the 4 or 5, so they'll be in that play-in game to have a chance to beat Bowling Green, who's probably the best team right now in the district.
We'll be back with more of a pregame report in a moment. This is the Don Franklin Glasgow Countdown to Tip-Off pregame report on 104thescore.com and Nash 103.7.
These expectations.
Terry Bunnell, Chairman, President, and CEO of the People's Bank. We want to be your community bank, one that you can trust and rely on. A place where not only are your banking needs met, but you're also greeted with a friendly face. It's neighbors helping neighbors. Local people helping local people. At the People's Bank, let us work for you. The People's Bank, working for you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Excellence starts with a solid foundation. CRS Construction Company is a business that lays down that solid foundation, getting construction sites ready for new builds. A family-owned commercial and industrial construction company based in Glasgow, the owners have a combined experience of over 60 years in the construction business. They specialize in excavation, site development, and site utilities. Put CRS to work on your next job and know that it will be a success.
CRS Construction in Glasgow. Call them at 270-678-2876.
Making your funeral arrangements in advance is one last wonderful gift you can give the loved ones who'll be left behind. By freeing them from the burden of many details, you give them time to do the work of grieving and caring for one another. Let A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home help with the reflection and the remembrance. A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home is following all CDC guidelines to help keep you and your family safe.
A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, serving our community since 1928. 201 East Washington Street in
Casey County girls are at Russell County. Russellville girls at University Heights. Todd Central girls at Whitesville Trinity. Ballard boys are at Bowling Green. And before that, the Butler girls out of Louisville taking on the Lady Purples. Southwestern boys are at Glasgow tonight. Greenwood boys at LaRue County. Russell County boys at McCreary Central. Todd Central boys at Whitesville Trinity. And the Warren East boys are at Warren Central tonight. Lots of games going on this Friday night, and there's a lot for tomorrow, too. Of course, we'll be back here tomorrow at South Warren as the Trojanettes take on Breckenridge County for the second time this year. We will come back with the start of the ball game. The Farmers RACC Jackie Browning Memorial opening first half. in just a moment. This is Barren County Basketball presented by Don Franklin Auto Glasgow on Nash 103.7.
On the court, basketball season is here, and from the first tip of the ball to the time the net is cut, SCRTC is here to help you make the shot with the fastest internet speeds. Up to 1 gig for SCRTC fiber customers and 15 meg for copper customers. Residential internet packages with and without phone are available. Never miss a shot from your team when they play on TV with the SCRTC Sports Package. With the current fiber expansions, SCRTC service areas are growing constantly. Make the SCRTC with phone, TV, and internet.
Growing up, my parents always encouraged me to do what's right, even if it wasn't easy. I'd always hear my mother's voice say, "Do the right thing." That stuck with me. Every day, just do the right thing. That's it. The rest takes care of itself.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe in doing the right thing for our customers and our communities.
I'm Brad Gross. For a free insurance review, see me at 130 South Public Square.
Make a smart choice with a smart checking account from German American Bank. For a low $5 monthly fee and simply paying your cell phone bill out of your account, you'll enjoy cell phone protection and receive up to $800 per year if your phone is broken or stolen. That's a reassuring benefit. You'll also receive unlimited access to a network of local discounts and national retailer deals to save you money. This account can pay for itself if you just use the benefits. Stop by any German American Bank office today to open your smart checking account. German American Bank, member FDIC.
Every day, people experience mysteries that challenge the laws of nature, like enjoying a Coke Zero Sugar. It looks, sounds, and tastes delicious. But how does one explain the great taste if there are 0 calories and 0 sugar? Some mysteries are just too mysterious. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, unbelievably delicious.
No TV binging session is complete without the unbelievably delicious 0-calorie taste of Coke Zero Sugar.
Scotty's Contracting in Stone has stood the test of time, with quality being their top priority. Scotty's has been serving South Central Kentucky for nearly 50 years.
But I thought too.
Local paving contractor, Scotty's is community-minded and community-involved, therefore willing to go the extra mile to help their neighbors and friends. Scotty's Contracting believes home is where the heart is, and they want you and your family to love the path that leads you to it. You can increase the value of your home with a newly paved driveway. Just imagine that curb appeal. Whether you're selling your home or staying forever, quality paves the way with Scotty's Contracting. Give your home or business more curb appeal with the help of Scotty's Contracting. Rely on your local paving contractor, someone you can trust. Scotty's, serving you for nearly 50 years and is here to stay. Call 270-629-2112. That's 270-629-2112 or Scotty'sContracting.com.
You're listening to Barren County Basketball, presented by Don Franklin Glasgow. Now back to courtside with...
Well, we got this game going a little bit earlier than our commercial break there, so we're underway. 7:40 to go in the first quarter. Both teams have turned it over once. Barren County with the basketball as Hughes drives it down in the lane and puts it up and in.
I like us attacking the basket, and Emma, a nice little pull-up from about 4 feet.
And a full-court pressure applied by the Trojanettes as they get the ball in play to Frank. Frank's in a trap, trying to dribble out of it. Lost it. Murphy's got it. Lobs it underneath to Elmore. She missed the layup. Got her on rebound. Throws it back out to Murphy. Excuse me. Baseline back in the corner goes to Murphy. Drives into the paint. Throws it back over to Barney. Fakes the three. Drives toward the basket. Puts it up. It is good.
One ball fake, and she had a wide-open path to the basket. South's defense was extremely extended in a quick timeout. I do not think Emory was very happy with their defense.
South Warren in white tonight with gray numbers and letters. The Trojanettes in their traveling burgundy tonight with white numbers. The officials for tonight's game, Tommy Young, Chris Reeder, and John McMillan. The game official sponsor, Barren County Sheriff Kent Keene. First quarter of action brought to you by German American Bank. Supporting the communities they serve and believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Trojanettes out to a 4-0 lead here. Start this ball game. They'll set back up at a full court press.
And he just took out his whole starting five and put in a brand new five.
And he's been rotating that a little bit. Here's a pass inside of Mitchell. They kick it back out. And it is Kitchens with the basketball. Send it over the left side to Garrett. And I don't have a 21 listed on my roster. We'll have to check and see who 21 is.
Deaton. She actually was a starter, right?
Deaton? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She stayed.
All right. She's the only one that stayed in. She's the only senior on the team. Shot missed badly. Should have been a foul there as Emma Hughes got tangled up with the Deaton, the two seniors on the court. And here's Varney driving to the basket. Missed the layup with the left hand. Tried to get her on rebound. Rebound by Hannah Jackson of South Warren. As he dishes off left side over to Megan Kitchens. Out top now is Jackson, driving it right of the lane, shoving it back out, stolen away by Murphy. She lost it and kind of threw it up in the air and caught it by herself. Goes right side with Varney. Here's a 10-footer on the right side, way off the mark. And rebounded there by Mitchell for South Warren, a 5'10 freshman. We're a long way from the floor, and we're almost court level here. So it's kind of hard to see certain angles, so bear with us for those of you watching or listening tonight. We're right behind, it's a double dribble. We're right behind the Barren County bench. Varney putting the pressure on the point guard, close to a 5-second count, as Deaton drives and dishes it off in there to Mitchell, up with the left-hand shot and banked it in.
Wow, a running hook through the middle of the lane.
4-2, Barren County. 5:25 to play in the first quarter. London with the basketball, lobs it over to Murphy. And now Murphy dribbling to the right, gives it to London. Long range right, down in the corner goes to Murphy. Now Murphy back out to London, straight away over to Varney. Varney back over to Murphy. Faked one way, went the other, gives to Varney, and the corner goes to Hughes on the left-hand side. Back to Varney. South Warren 2-3 zone, working it inside. Here's Elmore, missing the layup.
It's two open layups we missed.
And so South Warren comes back the other way with the basketball. It's Kitchens. Over the right side, it goes to Mitchell. Now Mitchell giving it out to Garrett. Garrett around the top of the horn. Diagonal pass to the left side. A three ball in the air. No, way off the mark. Mitchell with the offensive board goes up over Hughes and banked it in again with the left hand.
Size we had a real problem with against Franklin. Size there again causing us a problem.
Ties it at 4, and Varney had to get up high for that pass from Murphy. Back to Murphy, goes to Hughes around the top of the horn, hands it off to Varney, heads into the paint, goes up the shot, it's blocked by Deaton, and a loose ball on the floor picked up by Elmore. Throws it back to London, gives it down to Hughes. Hughes back to London, straight away over to Murphy on the left side, trying to penetrate, kicks it off at a baseline. Hughes back to Murphy, over the left side now to Varney. Back to London. Right of the circle, putting down the dribble a couple of times and gives it to Murphy. Half the quarter gone. We're tied at 4. Diagonal pass, left side. Elmore up the baseline. Dish it off to London for a 10-footer. That is in and out.
You got to shoot that layup instead of dishing it off for about a 16-footer.
Rebound to Garrett for South Warren. Kitchens with it out to Mitchell. Mitchell out top with it against Hughes. Bounces it out to Deaton. Deaton guarded by the freshman, Varney. And then they throw it away. Unforced turnover, gives it back to the Trojanettes, and now Coach Emery's going to bring his starting 5 back in.
Number 15, Carrie Enlow. Number 13, Grace Maxwell. And number
We'll pick up the names as we go along here. 3:28 to play in the first quarter. We're tied at 4. Katie Gerald's in the ball game now for Barren County. She handles the basketball. Another 8th grader for Coach Piper Lindsay. Gerald's left side over to London. London putting down the dribble. Picks it up, gives it out to Varney. Now Varney backs out of the dribble, getting some pressure. Going right side with it, hands it off to Gerald's. Gerald's now out to Murphy. Murphy to the right side, gives it to Varney. Varney wants to drive in the paint, cut off, gives it now in there to Elmore. Back in the corner, Murphy will pull the trigger for 3. It bounces high off the rim. Ball gets kicked. Diving for it, Varney gets rid of it over to London. Now here's Murphy on the right side, halfway to the corner. Throws it away, right in the passing lane. It's Moonrath driving, throws it up and in off the window.
Got to make a long pass instead of just reversing it via the top of the key.
And South Warren now has scored 6 straight. It's 6-4. Lady Spartans on top. Murphy with the basketball. Right side it goes to Gerald's. Gerald's gives it out top now to Varney. Varney swings it left side to Elmore. Elmore gives it in there to Murphy. Bounce pass left corner. London will fire for 3. It's an air ball. South Warren comes up with the basketball. Grace Maxwell, a 5'10 freshman for the Lady Spartans. As they'll set things up. Moonrath out to Maxwell. 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Addison Smith waiting to check in for the Trojanettes at the next break. Left side with it is Frank. Lydia Frank, who led the scoring against Allen County Scottsville last night. Moonrath trying to go up, hit the bottom of the backboard. Taken by Elmore. She's on the run, heading to the hoop. She'll put it up. It is high off the window. No good. Ball slapped out of bounds off the Trojanettes.
I think he changed it. Changed it, gave it back to us.
Okay.
He's pointed
the wrong direction.
Yeah.
London and Elmore come out, and Addison Smith, along with Graceland DeWeese in the game, 5'10 junior for the Trojanettes. Varney right of the basket, lobs it out deep to Murphy, feeds it back to Varney, turnaround 10-footer, no good. Rebound in there by South Warren. It's Hodges getting the board for the Lady Spartans. As she gets rid of the basketball to Moonrath. Moonrath around the left side, halfway to the corner. As it went into the corner to Enlow. Back around the perimeter. As they'll set it back up again. Moonrath angling off to the right side. That gives it in there to Hodges. Working inside the paint. They lose the handle, but picked it back up in the lane. Throws it back out top of the key. Over to the right wing to Moonrath. Moonrath covered up by Addison Smith. And now Frank giving it back over the right side, driving into the paint. They throw it back out top of the key. Now driving it right down the lane. Shot goes up too strong for Enlow. Trojanettes back the other way. Murphy, long pass underneath. Little head fake, put up and in by Varney.
We are beating them down the floor. That's our one saving grace right now. They're not transitioning back into defense, and we're throwing it ahead.
Tied at 6 with 26 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Here's a bounce pass. It goes off the hands of Maxwell and out of bounds.
The other thing that's saving us a little bit is that South's 5th turnover. So we'll shoot one shot here, hopefully. 20 seconds left in the quarter, and see if we can end the quarter with the lead.
As Murphy almost lost the handle. Down to 14 seconds to play. They give it to Varney, top of the key. Back to the right side of DeWeese. Down in the corner goes to Murphy. Fakes, drives, goes to the basket. Missed the layup. That's about 4 or 5 layups we've missed. Point blank range. South Warren throws it up on the run. It is no good at the buzzer, and that ends the first quarter here at South Warren. We're tied at 6 between the Trojanettes and after this break. This is Barren County Basketball, presented by Don Franklin Auto Glasgow on 104thescore.com and Nash 103.7.
Financial advisor take time to really listen to you. Is your financial strategy personalized for you and your family? Will your financial advisor?
Basketball presented by Don Franklin Glasgow. Now back to courtside with.
And it's time for quarter number 2, presented by Southern States Glasgow Co-op. We're tied at 6. And South Warren's basketball moving from right to left here in this first half of play. And it's Deaton with the basketball for South Warren. Giving it out top to Hodges. Hodges drives to the left hand, had it swatted away. Loose ball to the floor, but it's going to be recovered by South Warren as Kitchens has it out front. Sends it over to the right side now to Deaton. Now Deaton with a spin move against Hughes, had to back out. Emma Hughes back on the court after getting some rest there in the first quarter. As Deaton still on the dribble and should be close to a 5-second count. She's going to drive, cut off by Hughes. That's what Piper Lindsay's where's the 5-second count. Comes back out to Kitchens. Kitchens Off the angle right. Ball slapped away by Smith. Chased down, though, by Hodges as South Warren keeps it alive. Hodges picks up her dribble. Out of the high post, they turn in there. It's in low, driving to the basket in a crowd, and going to have a foul here as it's going to be on DeWeese. No, going to put it on Elmore.
Her first.
First foul of the basketball game at 7:01 to go here in the second quarter. Tied at 6, South Warren. Left baseline, they lob it out to Mitchell. Had it swatted away by DeWeese, but recovered by South Warren once again. As Deaton will circle it out.
Not a lot going on, a minute gone in the quarter.
Right. Right side with it. They work it into the paint, and we got a reach-in foul. And they're going to put this one on Elmore, and that's 2 quick ones on Katie Elmore, number 2 on the Trojanettes here in the first half.
Short bench. You can't really afford a whole lot of foul trouble, or you're going to be playing kids that don't normally see a lot of minutes.
South Warren with a basketball. They give it out to Deaton. Deaton with a little pump fake there against Hughes. Spins in the lane, throws up the shot. It is no good. Cleared out by Emma Hughes. Emma Hughes ahead up to Murphy. Murphy, right side corner to Weiss. Fakes, now throws it back out to Murphy. Murphy's cut off. Has to give it out top to Hughes. Over the right wing now to DeWeese. Down to the right corner to Murphy. Murphy trying to work her way inside. Bad pass, loose ball on the floor. Diving for it, goes out of bounds. Barren will get it.
Well, same can be said a minute 40 into the quarter. Both teams have had it once and not much doing either way. Got to find something working on offense. They started zone and have switched man ever since.
And Katie Murphy will set things up for the Trojanettes. Murphy gives it over to Smith. In the corner to Hughes and down low. So they try to work it down in there to DeWeese. She traveled.
I'd rather that been a jump ball, but either way, she got rejected there by Mitchell, who's a little bit bigger than Graceland is.
6:09 to play here in the first half. It's tied at 6. And South Warren with the ball. Getting chased in the backcourt. Having trouble. They're going to have to hurry. Traveling violation on Moonrath right underneath the Barren County bucket.
You know, we turned them over 5 times in the first quarter. That's their 6th for the game now. And one of the reasons we can't get into the press is because we haven't scored. So we haven't scored. We can't get in the press. We can't get easy buckets. You know, that's the way it's going right now.
Murphy, left side of the basket, works it in there to Hughes, off the window, good.
Quick hitter there for a layup. We finally hit a layup. You said we missed a ton there in the first quarter.
Yep. And some pressure, but South Warren breaks the pressure as they work it into the front court. Moonrath with the basketball for the Lady Spartans. Here's a three-point shot attempt. That's an air ball and taken to the baseline by DeWeese. Katie Murphy quickly into the front court. Fires it over to Smith. Fakes, she walked.
A little quick with her feet there.
Abby Varney will come back into the Trojanette lineup, replacing Katie Geralds. And Lydia Frank back in for South Warren. As the ball comes into Frank. Frank still in the backcourt of the dribble. The pass was deflected, but got it across the line. The pass broken up and stolen by Murphy. Murphy had it back tap from behind. No communication there. Another turnover by Barren County. With 5:13 to play here in the first half, it is an 8-6 ball game. Mitchell with it left of the circle for South Warren. Now gets rid of it to Frank. Half foot of the corner, left-hand side, circles it out. Now dribbles back to the left side again, wants to drive, cut off by Murphy. Throws it out top now to Deaton. Right side to Moonrath. Takes it into the paint. Turns back right. Now throws it back off the right side for a three-point shot. That's an air ball again. Loose ball. That's going to go out of bounds off of Katie Murphy. Trying to recover it.
Yes, it's a bad shot. It caught Katie off guard and never corralled it. They are 0 of 3 from 3, and I'm not sure they've hit the rim on any of them.
Gracie Hodges back in the lineup for South Warren. Also in the ball game for Barren County now is Allie Bowie, a 5'8 freshman. Doesn't get a whole lot of varsity minutes, especially in the first half. Oh, wow. What was that? Somebody took out the forearm there and took Varney to the deck. Here's a three-point try out of the corner. Good for Moonrath.
No call gets them their first three. That's somebody gets that far much separation. There's got to be a call one way or the other, doesn't it?
You'd think. 9-8. Varney giving it out to Hughes. Hands it off to Smith. Free throw line. Underneath, here's Bowie putting it up and in.
Good assist there by Addison Smith.
The Edward Jones, Jamie Harris assist. Jamie Harris and Edward Jones assist you today with your financial planning. Bowie throws it high off the glass as they came up with a steal. Or rather, that was Varney. Here's Bowie going up with a shot, though, now, and she gets fouled.
Foul number 13, Grace Maxwell, her first.
Maxwell, her first personal. That's the first foul on the Lady Spartans here in the half. Allie Bowie, 5'8" freshman at the line for two shots. The first one is on the way, and it is no good. Bounced up high.
And for the Lady Spartans, number 40, Kayla Hoy.
Kayla Hoy, a 5'11" junior, number 40 into the South Warren lineup. 3:53 to play here in the first half. Barren County with a 10-9 lead as Bowie's back in the line for the second shot. It's good. 11-9. Steal by Murphy, but she was on the in line, or whether that was Addison Smith that came up with her. Full court pressure with the Trojanettes. And having trouble getting the ball inbounds. They finally do to Moonrath. She's in the corner. And they get rid of the basketball to Hodges. Hodges works it around to the right side. Pass down low. Here's a shot put up and in by Hoy.
She was just stationed there on the block, and we couldn't get back before they got her the ball.
Tied at 11. Smith out of the corner for the shot. No, way short. South Warren back the other way.
Could have somebody go after that rebound.
As Lydia Frank handles the basketball for the Lady Spartans, gives it over to Hodges. Hodges now left of the circle. Hodges dribbles now, gets rid of it. In there to Enlow, over the right side. Moonrath back out to Hodges, around the perimeter, out on the left wing. Out top, Enlow. They work it inside now. As Moonrath brings it back out against Addison Smith. 2:56 left in the first half. And a tied game at 11. Here's a shot out of the right corner. No good for Lydia Frank. Rebound to Hoy. Back up, no good, but a foul.
Didn't do a good job there on the glass. Didn't create any space. Allowed them to get that rebound.
Foul on Bowie. That is her first and the team's third. Hoy at the line for two shots. First one is on the way. Good. Makes it 12-11, South Warren. Graceland DeWeese coming back into the Trojanet lineup for Allie Bowie.
She's got their last three, maybe 4 points, and she doesn't even average a point a game, Miss Hoy.
Rebound tapped out. Murphy grabs it. Driving, leaving it off with Hughes on the right wing. Murphy trying to go up the baseline. Shot blocked. Taken underneath the basket. South Warren back the other way. It's Lydia Frank. Out top, in low. Here's a three in the air. Good. As Deaton knocks it down from downtown.
They shot 3 air balls in a row to start. Now they've got 2 threes to create a 4-point separation.
15-11. Largest lead for South Warren. And pass almost knocked away, but Hughes comes up with it. Here's DeWeese going up the baseline, trying to reverse it up. No. Ball slapped out of bounds by South Warren's Frank. Addison London will check back into the Trojanet lineup. She'll come in for Addison Smith. 2 minutes to play in the first half. It is 15-11 South Warren. London will inbound the basketball. Comes in the right corner to Louise. Out to Murphy. Sends it over to Varney. Left corner to London. And it's going to be an air ball. Hoy with it for South Warren. Gets rid of it to Kitchens. Kitchens working it down the left side, halfway to the corner. Out to Deaton. Deaton wants to drive with it. Gets, collision here. As she tried to dribble between two players in that trap, the foul is going to be on Varney.
She'd already let the ball go, already lost ball before when he blew the whistle. A couple of questionable maybe calls and no calls right now.
Varney's first personal, fourth one on the Trojanettes with 1:42 to play here in the first half. Deaton going up the baseline, falls down with it, loose ball in the lane. DeWeese down on the floor. Just kind of jerked it away from the South Warren player. Here comes Murphy underneath. It's Hughes, and she lays it in.
Good job by Graceland creating that whole thing so we can get out and transition.
As South Warren breaks the pressure, here's a bad pass, a turnover for South Warren. Murphy with the basketball. Murphy down the lane, flips it up and in.
Hey, good back-to-back buckets. Transition. We're getting down the floor and getting to the bucket before they get set up.
And we're tied at 15 with 1:05 to play in the first half. Ball poked away, loose ball, diving for it is Emma Hughes. Gets rid of it to Varney. Varney in the right corner. Murphy can't go to the baseline. Shovels it in there to DeWeese. Out to Hughes for a three. No good. Long rebound comes off to Kitchens for South Warren. On the right side. And almost a traveling violation there by Enlow. Works it into the paint. Goes up with a shot. No good. Rebound cleared out by Abby Varney. Varney into the front court. Stops. 30 seconds to go in the half. We're tied at 15, and Coach Piper Lindsay wants a 30-second timeout. This timeout brought to you by the People's Bank. The People's Bank in Glasgow working for you.
Timeout there just to see. We haven't used one yet in the half, so it's not like college where you use it or lose it, but Piper's kind of treating it that way to get a last good possession. We had a chance to take the last shot in the first quarter, took a quick shot, and actually gave South Warren the last one. They didn't make it, but still, you want to see how your execution is. Piper really harped on us not doing the little things well against Franklin Simpson after the game on Tuesday night. Well, this is a chance to do those little things right, especially with us playing a ton of people tonight. We've got some people maybe out of position, so she wants to make sure everybody's in the right spot so we can execute, hopefully, a shot to put us in the lead at the break.
Yeah, Coach Piper Lindsay has played 9 players in the first half. And Coach Lane Embry I think he's played maybe 10 or 12 in the first half. I'd have to look at it closely and see. Trojanettes here with a chance to take the lead right before halftime. 24 seconds left, tied at 15. And going to hold it for one. See what Coach Lindsay has set up here for the final shot of the half. Murphy just dribbling the basketball out near midcourt.
Might have actually switched his zone here.
Comes out to London. London will go back to Murphy on the right wing. Down to 4 seconds. Going to have to think about it here. Katie Gerald's back to London. Throws it up for three. Banked it in at the buzzer.
Just like Piper drew it up.
That was a straightaway bank shot for three, a People's Bank three-point shot that ends the half, and the Trojanettes have a three-point lead here at the break. It's 18-15, Barren County over South Warren. We will come back with a halftime report brought to you by South Central Bank, small enough to know you, big enough to help. Always remember, if you find a vehicle on DonFranklinAuto.com, Don Franklin will then bring that vehicle to Glasgow and let you experience the Don Franklin difference. This is Barren County High Basketball, presented by Don Franklin Auto Glasgow on 104thescore.com and Nash 103.7.
From the traditional funeral services we've always provided to the more...
play here middle of the afternoon tomorrow. And some of those girls coming off the bench have played well. You haven't noticed much drop-off, so I do like to see that. Graceland made a hustle play, turned it into a bucket there. Bowie actually had a couple of points there in the half. Addison Smith had a nice assist on one of those buckets. So, and that was made possible because Elmore got those 2 quick fouls and had to set, so we had to fill in her spot. So, the one thing I want to see though is our 3-point shooting has completely disappeared. I started to look back. I think we hit 2 in the Franklin Simpson game, and we hit 2 in the Somerset game. So we're like 4 of 30 coming into the game tonight, and it hasn't gotten any better. So that's completely disappeared. And to be a respectful offense right now, and people not just sucking in the lane, you've got to hit some threes to open that up. And that's just something we're going to have to work on. And some people are going to have to, take some of those shots and take some chances to knock down those threes.
Yep. 18-15 the score here at the break, and we'll look at some of these district standings right now. We mentioned the 14th. Bowling Green right now the 1 seed 4-0. Warren Central 2-2. Greenwood and Warren East both 1-2, and they play each other. And South Warren at 1-3. Down to the 13th district, two-way tie for first. Franklin Simpson, Russellville both 2-1. Logan County and Todd Central are 1-2. So that's still undetermined of who's going to play who there. 15th's already set. Trojanettes the number 1 seed. Allen County Scottsville the 4. Barren was 3-0. Allen County Scottsville 0-3. And then the 2-3 game will be Monroe County 2-1. Glasgow 1-2. Again, it's the first 3 games this year that counted as district games. The other 3, if you got them all in, didn't count this year because of the COVID situation. But 16th district, that is going to be something else in the girls, because you've got Russell County, the 1 seed, Metcalf, Clinton, and Cumberland all tied for second.
That's really tough. Russell County, I think, put it to Metcalf County pretty good last night, and they could end up playing in a 1-4 matchup. And at one point in the season, Metcalf was actually rated the number 1 team in the region based on RPI. So, that's the kind of the season it's been. Just some unexplainable games, big deficits. South Warren lost to Breck and E-Town by 30. We lost to them by 1 and 10, respectively. So, it's just crazy, and it's just a 3-point game here at the half with that bank-in 3 to put us to that 3-point lead.
We don't have any other scores to give you on the Coca-Cola scoreboard currently, but we'll try to give you some more, some scores later tonight. You can find out scores and results from JV, freshman, high school each day on our school's website. You can go back and look at golf scores. You can go back and look at football scores from middle school to high school, all the way back to the end of July when the sports season started with golf. Go to barren.kyschools.us, click athletics, and then the sports report. We'll come back with the second half of this ball game. The Trojanettes 18, South Warren 15. And this is Barren County High basketball presented by Don Franklin Auto Glasgow on 104thescore.com and Nash 103.7.
At the People's Bank, we are proud to offer one-on-one personal financial service. Hello, this is Terry Bennell, Chairman, President, and CEO. We strive to give you the banking you deserve. With a friendly atmosphere, where you're more than just a number. We offer all that you have come to expect from a bank, including online and mobile banking. We are your community bank. The People's Bank, working for you, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Excellence starts with a solid foundation. CRS Construction Company is a business that lays down that solid foundation, getting construction sites ready for new builds. A family-owned commercial and industrial construction company based in Glasgow, the owners have a combined experience of over 60 years in the construction business. They specialize in excavation, site development, and site utilities. Put CRS to work on your next job and know that it will be a success.
CRS Construction in Glasgow. Call them at 270-678-2876.
Every sandwich has bread, every burger has a bun, but these warm, golden, smooth steam buns, these are special. Reserved for the very best. The Filet-O-Fish. And you can have them too.
Second half keys to the game.
Well, I looked up that stat. We're 4 of 31 in the last 3 games from behind the arc. So, we can't just rely on the 3, but we've got to find something from back there to make the defenses respect us.
And it's Barren County's basketball to start the second half as Katie Murphy will handle the point. The Trojanettes gets an angle to the left to Elmore. Elmore brings it out around to the right side. Now gives to Varney. Curls and now gives to London in the key. Backs out top of the key now. Gives it to Varney. Back over to Murphy. Now Murphy coming off the screen, driving, giving it over to Elmore. Elmore dribbling left and then pass deflected off the hand of Moonrath. Fortunately, the Trojanettes keep it because Varney had already headed the other way.
Yeah, if it wasn't deflected, it was definitely a turnover because there was nobody there.
Ball comes out to Murphy. Bounce pass right to London. Now London gets rid of the basketball to Hughes, left of the circle. Emma Hughes, right side Varney. Man pressure by South Warren here as Elmore handles the basketball. Pass to Murphy, looks inside, nobody there, wants to drive to the basket and gets bumped. No whistle. South Warren back the other way. Lydia Frank out top left side. Here's Moonrath driving to the bucket, and now we're going to get a foul call. And it's on Elmore, and that's her third.
Foul number 32.
It's quick.
She puts Moonrath at the line.
She didn't even get to stay on the floor a minute into the third period, and that domino is what allowed us to play so many players, I think, in the first half, and it may be the same here in the second.
Addison Smith coming in to replace Katie Elmore. Moonrath back of the line. Her second shot is too strong, and London gets the rebound. 18-15. We played a little over a minute of the second half. Pass knocked away, but chased down by Varney at midcourt. Varney left side over to London. Out top now, Emma Hughes. Goes back left side to Smith. Back out top to Murphy. Finds Smith down underneath the basket. She got pushed and no call.
Right, she had a clear forearm right in the middle of the back. They're just not letting kids get to the free throw line tonight. I think both teams have shot less than 5 free throws, maybe combined less than 5.
There's 1 for 2 on each side there. First half. Frank gives it out now to Deaton. Deaton against Katie Murphy. Dribbling to the right side, cuts back left, and 2 players fell down. She puts up a 10-footer, knocks it down. 18-17. Murphy leaves it out with Smith, and Smith wants to drive to the bucket, hits the bottom of the backboard, she gets fouled. So Addison Smith will head to the free throw line to get 2 shots.
A little sarcastic cheer from our fans up there behind us.
They're upstairs in the second level, which I'd probably rather be up there tonight too. Addison Smith for 2 shots. First one no good. 5'2" sophomore. Gracie Hodges coming back into the Lady Spartan lineup to replace Moonrath. And Addison Smith back at the stripe. Shot on the way, and it's no good.
We shot 81% the other night in Franklin to stay in the game. Just holding on to a 1-point lead. Those would have been nice to extend it.
Inlow gets rid of the basketball over to Hodges. Hodges wants to drive and lost the handle. Got it back, though. Gives it in the corner to Inlow. Inlow drives into the paint, goes up with the left hand, and put it in. Inlow's first 2 points. South Warren now has a 19-18 lead. 5:26 to go, and a shot missed underneath by Murphy. And here comes Frank with it on the left side for South Warren. Out top it comes to Mitchell. Mitchell against Emma Hughes. Big mismatch right there. Long 3, right wing, good for Deaton. 22-18, South Warren. 5 minutes to play here in the third. Murphy with the basketball, hands it to London, hands it off to Varney, cuts back to the left side, throws it back out to London, hands it off to Smith, gives to Varney. Now here's Murphy with it. Throws it out to Smith. Now gives to London. She'll fire the three. It is good.
Yeah, Piper scolded her when she came around the screen and had nobody within 3 feet of her the first time and didn't let it go. Well, she took heed and then knocked her down a second three.
She double dribbled. That was a double dribble. Then they throw it away anyway. Plainly double dribble.
That's the second time that's happened. It happened way earlier in the first quarter, but we'll take a turnover one way or the other.
Barren County down 22-21 with 4:30 to play in the third quarter.
We had missed our first 4 field goal attempts here this quarter. Addison was able to knock that one down. Her three-point shooting can be a big difference right here.
As Katie Murphy hands us off to Varney, now to Smith, out to London. Now leaves it with Varney for a three. It's off high. Hughes with the offensive board. Throws it back out to London. Hands it to Murphy. Murphy turning back to the right side in the lane. Goes under, flips it up, got it blocked. And taken by Hoy for South Warren. Down the right side with it is Kitchens. Kitchens bounces down low. Deaton throws it up short. And somebody over the back there, but no whistle on that. Hoy was all over everybody there. So now Deaton sets things up, angles off to the right side against Smith. Now wants to drive, a little hesitation move, goes to the bucket, throws it up, rolled off the rim. Varney with it for the Trojanettes. 3:35 to play in the third in a 22-21 ball game. Here's Murphy inside with the left hand, puts it up and in.
Good job getting to the rim. It's our first 2-point bucket of the half.
Barren back on top, 23-22. Here's a long looping pass cross court over to Kitchens. Kitchens throws it to Enlow, out top to Deaton. 3:12 to play. And Deaton off of the right side. Now wants to drive to the basket. She's cut off, throws it up anyway, short. Murphy gets the rebound, hands to Varney. Varney pushing it down the floor to the left side. A little head fake, goes under, a little pump fake, throws up the shot, no good.
Didn't get her an angle. It was a good move, but didn't get an angle.
Deaton with it deep on the right side. Here's a three in the air, no good for Hodges. Offensive rebound put back up, no, and then Hoy puts it up and in. Hoy stands at 5'11" and takes up a lot of space. Gives South Warren the lead again.
Continuing to out-rebound us, and that's right now one of the reasons they're ahead.
24-23, down to 2:23 to play here in the third quarter. Smith with it on the right side. Smith throws it out to London. Gives it over to Murphy. And now Murphy goes to Smith. Out top, Emma Hughes. Barney on the left wing. Throws it across over to London. London, back to left side. Murphy can't penetrate. Back out to Smith. Gives it out to Varney. Now Varney wants to drive to the basket. Puts it up. It is no good.
That's an and one all day. She got raked right across the elbow, but that fella's not going to call any free throws.
No, here's a shot underneath. Too strong for Hodges. Emma Hughes with it for the Trojanettes into the front court. She'll get rid of the basketball to Murphy. Murphy's going to drive it and gets fouled. And it'll be on 21. That's Deaton. Her first, team second of the half. Some changes in the lineup here for both teams. Allie Bowie, Katie Geralds, Mia Long in the ballgame, a 5'4" freshman. And it comes out to Varney. Varney and London are the only two starters on the court right now for Barren County with a minute 33 to play. And down by one. Geralds, and she walked.
She thought the person was coming to get the basketball. Instead, they cut to the rim, and she'd already picked it up with nowhere to go. Oh, that's our first turnover of the quarter, but still a costly one.
1:22 left. South Warren with a lead by one and the basketball. And they leave it off in a corner to Frank. Around the perimeter, they go right side to Moonrath. Moonrath back out top to Enlow. Rather, Hodges. Hodges lost the handle as loose ball rolled out of bounds. Barron's basketball. Not sure who got the hand on it, either Varney or Geralds. They were over there in the vicinity. Geralds checking out for the Trojanettes, and Graceland DeWeese back in for Barren County. 1 minute to play in the third. It's 24-23 South Warren. Long sends it down the corner to DeWeese. Back out to Long. Over goes to London. Right corner's Varney. Back to London. Swings it left to Long. Bounce pass in the left corner to Weiss. Can't go up the baseline. Inside there's Bowie. Lost the handle. Had it smacked loose. South Warren comes up with a basketball. And then Bowie's going to be charged with a foul.
Actually, a pretty good post feed from Graceland. Yeah. She led her to the right hand, but Bowie's got to gather that ball before she tries to go up with it, and another turnover.
Spartans, number 15, Carrie Hidlow.
South Warren's basketball with 38 seconds remaining. 24-23. Moonrath driving it into the lane, had it smacked loose. It's going to go out of bounds.
We average about 51 points or something like that a game, don't we?
Yeah.
Or has it gone down
50.
a little bit?
It's 50.
Okay. Both teams didn't average right around 50. We're a long way from it. Not even halfway there.
Moonrath in a deep right corner, and that ball's going to come into the back court almost. Oh, they saved it before it went over.
Barely. Tightrope.
Yep. Moonrath out top in low. 15 seconds to play. May hold it for one shot here as they leave it with Kitchens. Kitchens out top. Hodges wants to drive with it. Goes to the bucket. Throws it up and in.
Good move, actually.
Yep. And that'll do it for the third quarter. And after three, it's South Warren 26. Barren County 23. Back for the fourth quarter after this break. This is Barren County High Basketball presented by Don Franklin Auto Glasgow on 104thescore.com and Nash 103.7.
Once upon a time in a convenience store, a woman asked, which zero-calorie drink will I like more? The cashier said, I have a thought, Coke Zero Sugar.
Back to courtside with Jay Turner.
8 minutes of basketball left here at South Warren tonight. We'll be back here tomorrow afternoon at 2:15 with the Trojanettes taking on Breckenridge County. Right now, the Trojanettes are down 26-23 to the host team, South Warren. Moonrath with the basketball, gives it over to Frank, who's back on the court now. Barren got outscored 11-5 in the third period. As they give it out to Hodges, she almost lost the handle, but goes to the basket, puts it up, rolls it off the rim. Murphy with a rebound. Diagonal pass right side, it goes to London. They work it down into Murphy, and she puts it up and in.
Good offense, and right 30 seconds in, we get a bucket. We only had 2 field goals the whole third quarter.
Yeah, a 3 and a 2. 26-25, South Warren. Hodges with it on the left side. Gives it out to Frank. Frank back over to Hodges. Now Hodges, one dribble, looking. Fires it down in there, and a shot put up. No good. Point blank range in low.
Very lucky.
Blew the layup. Here's Murphy with the basketball, driving it left side, flips it up and in.
They get straight to the rack.
Barren back on top, 27-26 all of a sudden. 4-0 run. On the other end, shot no good. Rebound Murphy. Off the missed shot from Kitchens. Murphy hooks it back over to Long in the corner. London 3. It is coming off the rim. Rebound taken by Hodges of South Warren.
Good look. Once he's got to shoot.
In the corner is Enlow on the right-hand side. Gives it out to Kitchens for 3. Swish.
Had missed their first 3 shots, but come back there with a 3 to push it back out to 2.
29-27, that's their fourth three-point shot of the night. 6:17 to play in the basketball game. Here's Long handling off out to Varney. Now London with it. Hands to Murphy. Murphy, bounce pass back over to Varney. Varney into the lane, flips up the shot, missed the shot. Underneath, rebound comes off Long over to Moonrath. Left side is Kitchens. She stops and waits for Moonrath. She's got the basketball out front now. 29-27 South Warren. Just under 6 minutes to go in the basketball game. They swing it over the left side to Frank. Frank goes left side to Moonrath. Moonrath, cross-court pass. Kitchens, another three-point attempt, and she hits it. Oh, boy. And it's 32-27. Hughes can't handle the pass. It got in around 3 or 4 South Warren Lady Spartans there. Turnover by Barren. They give it out to Moonrath. She drives it left of the lane. Lost the handle. Underneath, taken by Emma Hughes. Trojanettes need a bucket now. Down 5 with 5.5 minutes to go. London with it. Goes to Murphy. Shovels it back out to London. Left side it goes to Varney.
We're just not real sure what we want to do with it.
Varney drives it into the paint. Whistle and a foul. Blocking foul will be on Moonrath. That's her first, team's third.
Number 4, Mila Munrat, her first at the line.
We'll get Elmore back in there. That'll give us a little bit of offense, but right now we got to cover up the three-point line. They've got 5 of them this game. Compared to just 2 for us. That's a good little point difference.
And they average almost 5 a game. Free throw by Varney is good.
We do too, but we're only averaging about 2 right now in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, and London's hit both of those tonight. 32-28. And Varney back in the line for one more. Katie Elmore back in the game now for the Trojanettes at 5:02 to play. Varney taking her time, puts it up in the air, and missed that one. Rebound Murphy. Hooks it back off in there to Varney. Varney in traffic, gets tripped up, and they'll get a timeout.
Good timeout by Piper.
4:55 to play in the basketball game here at South Warren, and the Trojanettes are trailing 32-28. This is a People's Bank timeout. The People's Bank in Glasgow working for you.
Abby tried to drive right there and got the ball knocked out of her hand, and she actually landed on it. There was no way she could get it out from underneath her without probably walking, or at least we have the jump ball arrow, so we would at least get it back that way. But just our second time out of the game, good time to talk about it. We'll have the ball out under. We ran a good out-of-bounds under play. I think Emma got a wide-open layup out of it, so maybe we can draw something up and get a quick hitter, and if not, run some good offense, which has been hard to come by for us tonight. Just, again, people playing out of position a little bit, and they're covering up our shooters. They're doing a pretty good job defensively, even though their offense is struggling too.
Of course, last night, South Warren beat Allen County Scottsville 39-32 in Scottsville, shooting 22% for the ball game.
Neither team made it to 40 in that game. We're going to struggle to make it to 40 tonight.
Yep.
Right now, we're 22 points below our average.
That is correct. Katie Murphy will toss it in for the Trojanettes. Works it underneath to Hughes, and she puts it in.
Same exact play. So good job by Piper drawing it up. Recognition that worked early and got us another bucket.
8 points for Emma Hughes, and a steal underneath. Varney gets through the basketball into Elmore. She can't get the shot to go, but she's fouled.
Just haven't been able to do it enough. I think South Warren is turnover prone, but when you don't make buckets, you can't set your press. When you can't set your press, you can't turn them over.
That is the second foul on Carson Deaton. 4 on the Lady Spartans here in the second half. Elmore's free throw is no good. Elmore only shoots 42.5% from the line.
Got to work on that. Got to get in the gym this summer and get that percentage up.
One more for Katie Elmore. Been averaging about 4.5 points a game. That one is too strong. Ball's tipped away and right on the baseline. Going to get a turnover. Katie Murphy cutting off Deaton on the baseline. Forced the turnover. Barren County gets it back, trailing by 2 with 4:39 to play. London inbound. Comes out to Murphy. As Murphy now works to the right side, hands it off to Varney. Gives to London. On that weave again out there. Elmore hands it off to Varney. Now to Murphy. Leaves it with Elmore. Out to London. Now London hands it to Murphy. Bounce pass over to Varney. In a lot of traffic. Kicks it back to London. Now here's Murphy. Back to Varney. Varney trying to penetrate. Can't go. Gives it to London. London hooks it back over to Hughes on the left wing. Hughes putting down the dribble. Back over to Elmore. Out to Murphy. Leaves it with Varney. Varney curls into the lane. Ball gets loose. Shovels it off in there to Elmore. Elmore bounce pass left corner. Murphy for a three. It is bouncing off. Rebound taken by Hodges. 3:46 to play in the basketball game. Barren down 2, 32-30. And here's Moonrat shooting the shot. No good, but a foul on London.
She brought her hand down. She had good defense until at the last second she tried to swat down on it.
That'll be London's first foul, 3 on the Trojanettes here in the second half. And Moonrat's shot bounces high and goes down. She's a 70.4% foul shooter. She had missed her first 2 back there in the third period of play. Second one also good for Moonrat. And now 4-point lead.
4-point game is like 6 possessions right now in this game.
Left side it comes to Varney. Out front, Elmore. Right side it goes to Hughes. Hughes sends it out to London. Now London goes over to Murphy. Murphy feeds it down. It's deflected, trying to go to Elmore. And is almost stolen by Varney, but regained control by Hodges. Now Moonrath with the basketball. 3:13 to play, up by 4.
Got to get something going here. Definitely a stop.
Yep. Right side is Kitchens. She's cut off by Murphy. Gives it out to Deaton. And Deaton will bring it back out front. 2:55 left in the game. Barren down 34-30. Hodges in the corner to Inlow. She's going to drive to the basket. Puts it up. It's no good. Ball tips out to Elmore. Elmore angles right. Now drives. Goes to the bucket. And going to be a blocking foul on Moonrath.
Abby was very close to picking up number 5 there on the defensive end, and it could have been very close to a charge there, too, if he wanted to go that way. So Abby's got to cash in here at the free throw line, though.
Barren County 0 for 3 at the line here in the second half.
We were so good against Franklin the other night, kept us in the basketball game.
Elmore did get that one.
We talk about Katie like she's a sophomore or junior. Yeah. She's an 8th grader, and right. I mean, but free throws are something that'll help.
Young basketball team, both of them go down for Katie Elmore. Her only points tonight, 34-32, and what do we got? 5-second counter timeout.
He's going to give him a timeout. They were pretty much simultaneous whistles, and timeout probably was said before the 5 seconds was blown, I guess you could say, and that's why they give it. But again, we'll get a chance to set back up in our pressure and turn them over again.
This fourth quarter brought to you by South Central Bank. Small enough to know you, big enough to help. Stay tuned. We'll have the CPC Commodities post-game report. Coach's comments brought to you by McDonald's. Trojans and Spartans in our second game tonight.
Probably have a long in-between games. Yeah. They've got senior night, and they've got a ton of seniors.
That's probably going to take a while.
Well, they got 9 boy seniors. Count maybe 8.
I think so.
8 boy seniors, and then Deaton's the only senior on the girls' team. So, that's what happened with South Warren the first time. They were not good when that school was first created, and then they built that program up, and really it's hard to believe they didn't win the region. They were so good there for a few years, but that's something they've never been able to do. They've won it in a lot of other sports, and their girls were really good. They just could never win the games to get to the Sweet 16.
Yeah, that one year, 2018, they were 31-4.
Yeah.
And lost to Bowling Green in the championship game after they defeated Bowling Green in the district championship. 2:40 left. Barren County in the press. Ball comes in to Hodges. She throws it over the right side to Kitchens. Kitchens down the right corner. Deaton a 3. No good. And an offensive rebound for South Warren, but they traveled with it. Hodges with the walk, and Barren County now with a chance to tie the game or take the lead on a 3 with 2.5 minutes to play.
Stay in man, South Warren.
Comes out to London. Left side over to Hughes. Fakes, wants to drive it. Kicks it off to Elmore in the corner to London. Now London covered up. Gets rid of it to Hughes. She's cut off. Can't drive. Picks up her dribble. Comes out to Varney with 2:08 to play. Varney leaves it out there with Murphy. Murphy right side to Elmore. Back out to London. Left side to Murphy. Minute 55 left. They go down to Elmore on the baseline. Throws it in the lane underneath to Murphy. She missed the shot underneath. Got her on rebound. Put it back up. No good. Great opportunity to tie the game. Could not finish. Enlow with it in the right corner for South Warren. Down to minute 36 left. Moonrath in the left corner. Moonrath putting down the dribble. Heading across, it goes to Kitchens for 3. It is no good. Rebound to London. Gives to Murphy with a minute 25 left. Long pass down inside. Here's Hughes putting it up, missing the shot. Going back up with it and puts it in.
Stuck with it. We missed 3 layups in a row before Emma's able to tie it up. About a minute left.
1:10 to go. Moonrath gets the ball in play as Hodges gets away from the trap, heads up the left side. Diagonal pass down to the Enlow, puts it up and in.
We didn't get back. We didn't know that Enlow was way down there on the block by herself. So once they beat that first trap, you got to sprint back. We just kind of jogged sideways with the ball, and you tie it up and give it right back.
36-34 South Warren. 1:01 to play here in the basketball game. Barren County will have
South Warren's first 2-point field goal. It took 7 minutes to make that happen. They've hit 2 threes and knocked down 2 free throws. Just been a low-scoring game. How many quarters? Each team only has 1 quarter in double figures. So South Warren's right at 10 to make that their second one, and we're at 11. So this has been by far the most points put up in a quarter the whole game.
Yep. Katie Murphy with a couple of baskets. Emma Hughes with 2 2-point baskets. Varney hit a free throw. And Elmore 2 of 3 from the stripe in the fourth quarter.
Here's the bottom line. Somebody's going to have to make a play for us to come out of here with a win. We just couldn't get the job done against Franklin Simpson in a game on Tuesday. You don't want this to kind of snowball into a losing streak all of a sudden and then have to come back here tomorrow and play arguably top 25 team maybe in the state, probably one of the better teams, maybe if not the best team in the 3rd region.
Yeah, right now they are rated the best team in the 3rd region, Breckenridge County, who beat Cloverport last night in a district game 61-6.
I don't think Cloverport had any double-digit quarters last night.
No. None.
That's got to be tough, though.
Yep. Here we go. 1 minute to play. Barren with the ball down 2. And it's Katie Elmore driving strong to the bucket. High, no good. And it's saved in bounds. Murphy grabs it, though. Lost the handle and went to the floor, but gets fouled. And the foul is on Hodges, her first, but that's only the 6th-team foul on South Warren here in the second half.
I'd run the same play. We've scored on twice. Let's see if we do.
And Murphy looking, has to throw it out deep to London. Back to Murphy. Down to 45 seconds to play. Murphy leaves it out there with Hughes. Now Hughes wants to drive, lost the handle, but got rid of it to Elmore. Elmore throws it across to Varney. Varney in a lot of traffic, throws up the short shot, and it's in there. That's 6 feet away, ties it at 36 with 27 seconds left. Here's Moonrath, and a foul. Somebody reached across and fouled her. Okay, that's only the 4th-team foul.
We'll pick back up in our full-court press.
4 fouls on Katie Elmore.
Trojanettes, number 5, Addison Smith.
Well, Addison Smith will come in for Katie Elmore. Don't want her to pick up that 5th one here with 24 seconds to play. Moonrath gets the ball in play to Hodges. Hodges pressured in the backcourt. Gets with the basketball. They break the pressure. Moonrath drives it down the lane, throws it up. It is no good. Rebound comes off to Varney. 12 seconds left. Varney out of the right side forward. Lost the handle. And let's see, they're going to give it back to the Trojanettes. South Warren fans disagree. across the way. We're going to get a timeout call by Coach Piper Lindsay.
2 calls back-to-back that South Warren absolutely was very upset about, we'll say that. They thought that they got fouled going to the hoop, and they thought Elmore lost it off of herself. Well, it wasn't Elmore. Who lost it over there? Was that Barney?
Barney,
yeah. They thought she wasn't touched by South Warren. But we'll get it out under, I guess, deep corner, actually. 8.3 left. You really got to be careful here if you miss South Warren leaking out and getting a breakaway layup. That's one of those missed layup, made layups that can turn around real quickly. You see a whole lot. So you want to put all your effort into the offensive end and a second chance bucket if you're going for it. But you want to be cognizant of not giving up a bucket and sending it to overtime if you have to.
People's Bank timeout. The People's Bank in Glasgow working for you. 8.3 seconds left. It's tied at 36. Barren County's basketball.
See what we draw up? A little too far out to get that little screen-to-screener play that we worked, but let's see if we at least get it in and get a decent shot going to the rim.
And Katie Elmore is back on the court. They give it into Varney. Varney drives in a lot of traffic, goes under, flips up the shot. It's no good. Rebound put back up. No good for Hughes. Hodges with a rebound, a whistle, and I believe they're going to call it. We're going to head to overtime. Missed some easy buckets. They would have put this game out of reach.
Yeah, we harped on, the three-point shooting. It hasn't been very good tonight. We're 2 of 9, I think, total for the game, and maybe we shouldn't have been talking about that as much as we maybe the missed layups. They weren't point-blank, wide-open layups, but they were opportunities to win the game right there, and just couldn't hit it. And we've had a ton throughout the rest of the game that we really obviously should have made. Yeah. So 4 more minutes, not probably what you wanted, but if that's how you got to win the game, you go to it, having a tough turnaround, or a quick turnaround anyway, tomorrow.
Yeah, won't be a whole lot of rest tonight for tomorrow afternoon's game. Again, back here tomorrow, 2:30, the Trojanettes take on Breckenridge County. And then as soon as that game is over, we got to head back to Barren County as the Trojans will take on the number 2 ranked team in the state of Kentucky in the Panthers of Elizabethtown. That'll be a JV varsity doubleheader. JV game starts at 5. The varsity game to follow about 6:15 to 6:30, so should be back in plenty of time to get that broadcast on the air. Barren County's basketball as we start the OT period. And Katie Murphy gives rid of it over to Elmore. Elmore out to Hughes. Over it goes to Murphy on the right wing. Flips it down in there to Elmore. Puts it up and in.
Good job. Too bad we couldn't have run that while ago. We'll take it for a first lead in a while.
Elmore will have to be careful now with 4 fouls. Moonrath down to the right corner to Deaton. Deaton lost the handle, but rolls right in the hands of Enlow. Gets rid of it back out to Munrath. 38-36 Trojanettes. We're in overtime. 3:28 to play. Moonrath, the cross to the right side. Threw it away. Nobody over there.
They turned the ball over a ton tonight. That's 18 for South Warren compared to 9 for us.
Let's see if Barren County can push the lead out here this trip.
I don't remember when the last time we had the lead was.
We were up 18-15 at the half.
It might have been the last because they come out and hit 2 quick threes.
Yeah. Comes out to Hughes, out top. Left side, London. Out to Murphy. Murphy goes left side with some Elmore. Elmore throws it across over to Murphy. Now throws it out to Varney. She penetrates in the lane. Little pump fake. Sends it off to Murphy. Back out to London. Right side it goes to Elmore. Now here's Hughes, top of the circle. Back to Varney. Varney wants to head into the paint. A lot of traffic there. Got bumped. And a traveling violation on Varney.
If we're going to run that offense where you just hand it off in the weave, you've got to pull up and shoot a 6-footer. I mean, that's a shot that you got to work on in practice and a shot you got to be comfortable with instead of dribbling right in, trying to get layups every time.
Yeah. Here's Hodges driving left of the lane. Dishes it off to Enlow. She drives in a lot of traffic. Whistle and a foul. Foul on Emma Hughes. Her first. That'll be 5 on the Trojanettes.
for the Trojanettes, number 5, Addison Smith.
Addison Smith comes in for Addison London. 2:37 left in overtime. Barren County with a 2-point lead, 38-36. As they get the ball in play to Hodges. Turns and throws it up. It's no good. Gets you on rebound. Back up, no. Ball slapped out. Loose ball on the floor. Picked up by Hughes. Barren County has it. Hughes throws it up. Had it blocked on her. Foul.
South Warren's not going to be happy with that one either. That looked like ball, but break for Trojanettes because the trailing official really couldn't get around to see that quick enough.
Number 21, Carson
Deaton, her third. South Warren, 7th. And Emma Hughes at the line, a 65.5% foul shooter on the year. Can't get the first one to go. Kitchens returning to the Lady Spartan lineup. She'll come in for Mitchell. Just checked in for a moment there. Emma Hughes back to the line. One more shot. And it's on the way, and it is no good. We got a lane violation. So she'll get it over again.
They called that on Hodges, I think.
I think it was Hodges. Stepped in the lane too quick. So now Emma Hughes back to the line. Another chance here. Puts it up, and it's good. 39-36. Trojanettes, 2:25 left in overtime. Lydia Frank with the basketball for the Lady Spartans of South Warren. Dribbles it to the right side. Now looking. Throws it inside there. Ooh, a reach in on somebody, or I don't know what happened there.
Said it was on Smith. The baseline official, well, actually, they didn't say it was on Hughes.
Hughes, her second.
Smith was the one that kind of raked down.
Team 6th. Ball comes out to Deaton, fakes a three, drives toward the basket, and gets hammered. Either be on Murphy or Varney. Going to put it on Varney. Her second.
She kind of had to do that because she got beat and everybody had turned their back to the basketball. That's rule number 1, that you would never turn your back and just NASCAR kind of chase your man, but we did.
Deaton misses it on the first. 71% foul shooter.
And for the Trojanettes, number 24, Addison London.
Addison London coming back into the Trojanettes for Addison Smith. Munrath in for Frank for South Warren. Deaton back to the line for one more. It's on the way, and it is going to come off. Good rebound to Emma Hughes. Murphy, left side, Varney. Out to Hughes, right side to Elmore. And ball gets away from Murphy. Ball's loose again. Hughes down on the floor, diving, gets rid of it out to Varney.
Big dig out.
Minute 55 to play. The Trojanettes up 3. Varney throws it down the left corner to Hughes. Fires it back to Varney. Sends it back around the perimeter right. It goes to London. London slings it over now to Hughes. Now Huges, she walked with the ball.
She just took 2 steps, just really unforced, because Katie was coming to get the basketball, and I don't know what she did, or why she did it maybe. I know what she did. She walked.
Addison Smith back in for Addison London. 1:40 left in overtime, 39-36, Barren County. South Warren with the ball. Right side is Enlow. Enlow looking for a cutter. Now puts down the dribble. Throws it out now to Kitchens. Kitchens wants to drive with it. Goes inside. Puts up the shot. A foul on Hughes. Or they put it on Varney. No,
they put it on Smith.
Well, he signaled different numbers there, but that's okay. Shot is missed.
Probably rather have it on Addison.
Yeah. And it's Varney throwing it back out to Hughes. Just need to hang on to the basketball.
Yeah.
And timeout by Piper Lindsay with a minute 16 to play. This will be a full timeout. Was having trouble just hanging on to the basketball.
Yeah. Well, Varney's man fell down, and then she kicked it back out. All she had to do was kind of gather herself, turn, and score, but she'd already kind of kicked it back out maybe before she realized it. So, yeah, I think discombobulated is a fair word on offense right now, and it's just hard to get it back together when, you know, you don't want to say we can't do anything without Raven, and that's not really the case. It's just that we haven't practiced and put people in positions to be without her for a week. You don't have, maybe 2 days worth of practice, maybe none when we started the week without her. So
Yeah. Do a Coca-Cola scoreboard update. Glasgow. This is a boys' game. Glasgow leads Pulaski Southwestern after one period, 18-17. We are in overtime here at South Warren. A minute 16 left. Barren County 39, South Warren 36. And the Trojanettes will have the basketball.
Warren Central 81, Warren East 43. I'm going to assume that was a girls' game first.
No, that was boys.
Just the boys?
Just
okay.
boys. Yeah.
So they're not playing a doubleheader, I don't guess?
No, not tonight.
It's a big win for Warren Central.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that'll put them at 3-1 in the district. London to toss it in. Comes out to Katie Murphy. Murph throw it right in the hands of Enlow. I don't know if she was trying to go to Varney with it or what.
She was, and it just got faked out that it was open.
And having trouble with it to get it out to Moonrath. Moonrath, top of the circle. 1 minute to play. Here's a pass down underneath the Hodges, and she puts it up and in.
Just beat us to a spot, and they got a layup.
39-38. Murphy weaving through traffic, gives it over to Varney. Varney putting down the dribble, reversing it back out. Deaton really putting the pressure on her. Now gets rid of it up to Murphy. Hooks it back to Varney. Varney cut off down low. Has to throw it back out front to Murphy. Now Varney had a wide open look to the basket. And going to get a foul on Kitchens.
Number 11, make Kitchens her first at the line.
1-1
Varney for 1 and
for Abby Varney with 32.9 to play in a 1-point ball game. Varney looks, fires, misses. Rebound London.
Kick it out.
Kicks it back out to Hughes. Hands it back out to London. Throws it behind her to Murphy. Fires it over to Elmore. Back out to Murphy. Gives it to London. They come chasing her, and a foul on Deaton. That'll be 4 on Carson Deaton. 9 on the Lady Spartans. And Addison London at the line.
It was a good rebound by Addison. I thought she kind of extended her arms, got away with a little bit of push-off, but if they didn't see it, we'll take it. Now make some free throws.
Free throw on the way. Good.
She doesn't think about it. Her and Varney are about the opposite free throw shooters. Varney takes forever, and Addison just steps and throws it.
40-38. London puts this one up. It's good. 41-38. Barren County, 20 seconds to go in overtime.
We're going to go zone here this possession.
Moonrath with a basketball. Left side, it goes to Hodges. Hodges looking. Kicks it cross court. Kitchens a three. No good. Battle for the rebound. Hodges got it on the baseline. Throws it back to Kitchens. Gives to Munrath for three. No. Underneath. That's it. Barren County wins it in overtime. My, oh my.
Good win.
41-38. Final score tonight. Trojanettes get their 13th win of the season. South Warren drops to 7-9 on the year. So good win for Coach Piper Lindsay here on the road tonight. And we'll give her the headsets as if I can get to them there. Make sure I've got her. Is she on 3 or 4? Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Okay.
I am here.
Coach, congratulations. That was a hard-fought win for you.
Thank you. The girls fought to the end. Proud of them. Gives me a heart attack sometimes. Yeah, we just gotta slow down and just like take care of the ball. And I mean, I know without a leading scorer, it puts a lot of pressure on everybody else. And obviously, defensively, we're a lot easier to guard. I mean, and I don't mean that in a bad way toward where it does. It's just like you don't have to worry about Raven. I guess who I'm talking about. But I thought that we did a good job. Our press was really, really good. We got so many open looks, and I keep saying that, but I mean, I promise we worked on layups the last 2 days. That's all we did for about 15 minutes each day. And rebounding. We did block out better. I was very proud of that. But again, it was like we made a little run, and then we gave up something. And, honestly, I thought our half-court man-to-man was very solid at the very end, and that kind of is what, won us the game.
Yeah, we missed, I don't know how many layups we missed tonight, but it would have been enough to probably win the game with 20 points.
Yeah, easy.
And some open looks. I mean, just didn't turn the right way to go to the basket.
Right. I mean, we would have been up 10 at halftime, and then that puts you at a little more comfortable lead. I mean, but again, these games are really good for us, and I feel like it's really valuable experience for some of those kids. We played 9 kids tonight.
Yeah.
How often do we do that? But again, they're getting some minutes and they're getting varsity experience. And again, I think that the only thing is it's going to help us in the long run.
And I know you wanted to try to rest your players as much as you could because you're going to be right back here tomorrow at 2:30 to take on Breckenridge County again for the second time this year.
Yeah, we will. And, we'll just have to play our game plan a little bit differently. We may not be able to press like we normally do. I know Katie Murphy was dead. I mean, when she's got to be up on the press, and then she's got to handle the basketball, and then she's got to do this and that, it wears her out. But again, I felt like I said, we played some other kids, and maybe they can get some more experience tomorrow. And we'll just, again, we're focusing on us, and we just want to get better.
Well, congratulations, Coach. I want to go home, get some rest, and get back here tomorrow at 2:30.
Yes,
we thought about just spending the night down here.
We should have done that. Thank you, Jay. Thanks, Rob.
Thanks, Piper. Appreciate it. Coach Piper Lindsay, the Trojanettes winning in overtime 41-38 over the South Warren Lady Spartans, and we will come back with the CPC Commodities post-game report after this break. Always remember, if you find a vehicle on DonFranklinAuto.com, Don Franklin will then bring that vehicle to Glasgow and let you experience the Don Franklin difference. This is Barren County High Basketball, presented by Don Franklin Auto Glasgow on 104thescore.com and MASH 103.7.
Find your perfect match at Don Franklin Chevrolet in Glasgow. Get the all-new 2021 Chevy.
Sweet on 4 baskets. Also, Addison London with 8 points, a couple of three-point shots, and 2 for 2 from the foul line. Abby Varney scored 7. She had 3 baskets and 1 of 2 from the foul line. Katie Elmore with 4 points tonight, a field goal, and 2 of 3 from the charity stripe. Allie Bowie had 3 points tonight for Coach Piper Lindsay, and a basket, 1 of 2 from the foul line. Addison Smith and Graceland DeWeese, along with Katie Gerald, saw action but did not score in the ball game. But the Trojanettes get their 13th win of the night of the season against 6 losses, and a hard-fought victory here on the road tonight at South Warren, where they'll be back here tomorrow at 2:30 to take on the number 1 ranked team in Region 3, Breckenridge County, for the second time this season.
It's a little harder tomorrow for sure, so good job taking care of business tonight and getting the win to go home, sleep on a win, come back here, maybe build on that with a little bit of momentum. It was a tough game when we played them up there in the Winsboro Sports Center, but they got a really good ball club. They're very guard-oriented. Their guard, I think, led the way for them. They're just really tough. They don't turn the basketball over, and it's hard to get back, get points off turnovers. We'll see that tomorrow, but let's focus right now on some stats from this win. We ended up shooting the ball 16 out of 49 for 33%, just 2 of 9 from behind the arc. I think Addison had both of those, you said. So we were 22% from behind the arc, 33% overall. South Warren shot the ball a little bit better than we did, 5 threes compared to our 2s, and then 15 of 42 overall. So they shot at 36% compared to our 33. We did out-rebound them by 1, 30 to 29. That was a stat that we really had to come from behind on. They had out-rebounded us all game, and then we took that over there in the fourth quarter and overtime. So maybe a little bit of a difference there. No, Addison got a big rebound off a free throw, and we got a couple of second chance looks at it there. We forced them into 17 turnovers, and we had 12 of our own. So all in all, somebody had to finally take control and win the basketball game. Glad it was us. We kind of put together some things there at the end. There's definitely some things for us to work on. You know, if we can make those layups, make 6-footers. We didn't take very many 6-footers, but in that offense, like I talked about, those are open shots. We've got to look to score instead of just being so robotic to worry about where we need to go on the offense. The goal of that offense is to put the ball in the basket, and fortunately tonight we just did it a couple more times in South Warren and got the victory.
CPC Commodities post-game report. CPC Commodities, proven at our farm and made for yours. Coach Piper Lindsay's comments tonight brought to you by McDonald's. Enjoy a McDonald's meal tonight at your Glasgow McDonald's. We will come back and select the Monticello Bank Trojanet MVP of the game next, as the Trojanettes win tonight in overtime over South Warren here in Bowling Green, 41-38 the final score. This is Barren County High Basketball, presented by Don Franklin Auto Glasgow on 104thescore.com and Nash 103.7.
Barren County farmers, you want feed products and nutritional supplements that are proven to work for your operation. No time on your farm to mess around. CPC Commodities understands, so they provide quality feeds they can stand behind. CPC Commodities offers direct-to-farm delivery options for bulk or bag feed, minerals, tubs, and farm hardware. CPC Commodities, proven on our farm, made for yours. Call toll-free at 888-618-6455.
Looking for a new place to bank? Consider South Central Bank, a bank that believes in lifelong relationships, offers free checking, safe and secure online and mobile banking, friendly local lenders who know you by name and are ready to invest in your success, convenient lobby and drive-through hours, including Saturdays, to better serve you. South Central Bank has been serving communities across Kentucky for nearly 50 years. South Central Bank, small enough to know you, big enough to help. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
If you haven't been to Colton's Steakhouse and Grill, what are you waiting for? Okay, maybe you need a special reason. Well, here it is. Our sizzling signatures. There's the Hawaiian ribeye, marinated for 72 hours and topped with fresh green pineapple. Or how about our Del Rio ribeye, topped with melted anchovy chipotle butter and crispy onion tenders. Both these mouth-watering sizzling signature ribeyes are available right now. Colton's Steakhouse and Grill. We know what's at stake.
In Glasgow, Campbellsville, Radcliffe, and Bardstown.
Celebrate your memories. No two funerals are exactly alike. Personalization is a valuable consideration. Whether the ceremony is elaborate or simple, funerals are often individualized to reflect the life and the values of the deceased. It may reflect one's occupation, hobbies, or a lifetime of photo memories. AF Pro & Son Funeral Home is following all CDC guidelines to help keep you and your family safe.
AF Pro & Son Funeral Home, serving our community since 1928. 201 East Washington Street in Glasgow. 651-2080.
You're listening to Barren County Basketball, presented by Don Franklin Glasgow. Now, back to court.
Jason's favorite memory was the
Trojanettes 41, South Warren 38 in overtime tonight. It's time to select the Monticello Bank Trojanette MVP of the game. Monticello Bank is your MVP when it comes to all your financial needs. Proud sponsor of Barren County Trojan and Trojanet basketball, member FDIC, equal housing lender. And our Monticello Bank Trojanette MVP of the game tonight will go to Emma Hughes, the only senior on the basketball team at Barren County. 5 baskets tonight, 1 of 2 from the foul line. Those coming in the overtime period. She scored the 2 baskets in the fourth quarter and was pretty active on both ends of the court tonight, Robert. She had some rebounds and played some pretty good defense.
Yeah, I thought Emma played pretty much the whole game, played tough both ways, had a couple of steals and made some nice plays in addition to those 11 points. So you gotta give it to the player who kind of played a complete game sometimes, even though she was our leading scorer. I think Piper alluded to a really good half-court defense tonight. Emma was part of that. So hopefully we can go home, get some rest, and really build on what we were able to do tonight. And the season's winding down. What do we got? 4 games left after Saturday or after tomorrow? Technically 5 games left after tomorrow. Before, right? So just and we'll see. Hopefully we get to play all those. So you gotta find some positive momentum going into that district tournament. I think I think both sides of the region are sort of open, but maybe more so on the girls' side. You think about it, Bowling Green's probably playing as well, if not as better than everybody right now on the girls' side. But we beat Bowling Green already. I know they look completely different. Tisdale's really good. Their big girl is very tough inside. It'll be a tough matchup. We don't really have anybody that can match up against her, and they've got a couple of girls back. I think their transfer becomes eligible pretty soon, if not already. You said they've got that girl back from injury, so really they're a completely different team than what we saw earlier in the year, and in some ways we are too. So it'll definitely, I think, the region will go through Bowling Green again, and the same can be said on the boys' side. Even though they lost tonight to Ballard 61-45, I think they're still better than everybody in our region right now. But there's been times where they've been undefeated going into the regional tournament and they haven't won it. So anything can happen, especially this year where it's just been such a crazy year and nothing has gone necessarily to suit or to form.
Got a couple of updates on the Coca-Cola scoreboard. Open a Coke and enjoy the game. Glasgow Scotties leading Pulaski Southwestern at halftime, 39-24. And you got anything else?
Yeah, I had a couple more. Gave the Bowling Green score there. This is a girls' score. Logan County beat Cumberland County tonight, 44-33. A halftime boys' score. LaRue County's up 51-39 over Greenwood. LaRue is one of the better teams in the 5th region, but obviously the best team in the 5th region is E-Town, and that's who we'll see tomorrow night on the boys' side. So a very, very tough game for us tomorrow night, both ways, boys and girls, just in 2 different locations. But you definitely can get to both. We'll try to do that tomorrow again for the trip, where it's been a year where we haven't had very many, or as many boy-girl doubleheaders. In the same place, anyway.
In the same place. Right. So this will be the second around the world trip tomorrow, as we'll be back. We even talked about staying all night down here and having breakfast somewhere. But we'll be back here tomorrow with the Trojanettes taking on Breckenridge County. Broadcast time around 2:15 tomorrow. The game slated to start at 2:30. Now there's a game at 12 noon tomorrow here before the Trojanettes play, and that is Greene County against Warren East. Greene County and Warren East. East will play the first game tomorrow here at the South Warren Classic. And then the Trojanettes will take on Breckenridge County. That'll be followed by South Warren and Muhlenberg County at 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So there's 3 games here tomorrow, but we've got the second game, the middle game of the Classic, and then we'll head back to Barren County for the Trojans game against the Elizabethtown Panthers. Join James Brown and John Butler every Monday afternoon at 4 o'clock for the Brown Sports Bag on 104 The Score and 104thescore.com, an hour-long sports show devoted to high school and college sports. And when you're away from your radio, log on to Nash1037.com to get the games live on your computer, laptop, or smartphone, or use the app tab button on the Nash 1037 Facebook page. And you can check out 104 The Score with James Brown for photos, stories, and more from Trojan and Trojanette basketball. Log on to 104thescore.com or the 104 The Score Facebook page. Well, when we come back, we'll get set for the second game of the evening. Senior night still going on here at South Warren in between games.
This may be our new Clinton County. Usually at the end of the year,
you could be right.
Usually at the end of the year, Clinton County has historically the longest senior night. Well, we've been done with the girls' game. The girls are already out of the locker room, ready to get on the bus, and we still haven't started the 20-minute clock. So we mentioned South Warren has 8 boys seniors and a girl senior, a couple of dance and senior and cheer seniors. So and they've gone over. It seems like a whole biography of everybody. So just a big break here between games.
I thought I had another score here that somebody passed along, but I don't. So we're going to take a break, and we will come back and get set for pregame coverage of the Trojans and the South Warren Spartans, a rematch from earlier this year, where the Trojans lost at home 40-36 to the Spartans in a low-scoring basketball game. And hopefully the Trojans can bounce back with a win tonight after losing to Franklin Simpson on Tuesday night, especially with a big game coming up tomorrow against the number 2 team in the state of Kentucky, the Elizabethtown Panthers, at Trojan Gym. So we will return. Always remember, if you find a vehicle on DonFranklinAuto.com, Don Franklin will then bring that vehicle to Glasgow and let you experience the Don Franklin difference. This is Barren County High Basketball, presented by Don Franklin Auto Glasgow on 104thescore.com and Nash 1037.
Did you know community banks channel their loans to the neighborhoods where their depositors live and work, which helps local businesses and the community? This is Terry Bunnell, Chairman, President, CEO with the People's Bank. At our community bank, we thrive on building relationships. From purchasing a house to starting a business, our focus is on our community. As your community bank, we succeed when you and our community succeed. People's Bank, working for you, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Excellence starts with a solid foundation. CRS Construction Company is a business that lays down that solid foundation, getting construction sites ready for new builds. A family-owned commercial and industrial construction company based in Glasgow, the owners have a combined experience of over 60 years in the construction business. They specialize in excavation, site development, and site utilities. Put CRS to work on your next job and know that it will be a success.
CRS Construction in Glasgow. Call them at 270-678-2876. February's Mineral Savings Month now at your Southern States Glasgow Co-op. Come in now during the month of February and save on Southern States and Purina minerals for the cattle on your farm. Sometimes cattle need additional mineral supplementation in their daily rations. Mineral deficiencies can cause a variety of growth, developmental, and health issues. Adding a mineral supplement program can aid in producing healthier and bigger cattle.
For more information about February Mineral Savings, come into your Southern States on Sampson Street in Glasgow or call 651-6167.
It's finally time to get on the court. Basketball season is here, and from the first tip of the ball to the time the net is cut, SCRTC is here to help you make the shot with the fastest internet speeds. Up to 1 gig for SCRTC fiber customers and 15 meg for copper customers. Residential internet packages with and without phone are available. Never miss a shot from your team when they play on TV with the SCRTC Sports Package. With the current fiber expansions, SCRTC service areas are growing constantly. Make the SCRTC 3-point shot today with phone, TV, and internet.
You're listening to Barren County Basketball Countdown to Tip-Off, presented by Don Franklin Glasgow. Now back to...
And welcome back to South Warren High School here in Bowling Green as the Trojans are about to take on the South Warren Spartans. This is the pregame report brought to you by Don Franklin Glasgow. South Warren comes in with a record of 10-4. Tuesday night, they beat Butler County by 21 points, 76-55. They've won 3 in a row in 6 of their last 7 ball games. Spartans are ranked number 6 in the 4th region this week in the Lexington Herald Leader, number 6 in the Bowling Green Daily News Prep Poll, and number 7 in the Sporting Times poll. And, of course, they defeated Barren County at Barren County 40-36 a few weeks ago. South Warren was 14 of 32 from the field in that ball game for 43.8%. They've hit 5 of 9 from behind the arc. And it was Luke Burton that led the way for Coach Jason Holland. He had 13 points in that game. Barren County did not shoot the ball as well, 14 of 40 against the Spartans in that earlier matchup for 35%, and only 4 of 14 behind the arc. Tay Pointer, the only player in double figures for Coach Warren Cunningham in that ball game with 11 points. Since the win over Barren County, the Spartans have lost to Bowling Green 65-31, and they've won 3 games, 3 straight, over Logan County 54-52, Russellville 65-43, and Butler County, as I mentioned, 76-55 on Tuesday night. They've won 6 of their last 7 ball games, and on the COVID schedule, they have canceled 10 games this year, despite still playing. This is their 15th game of the season. Of course, they have never been to the regional tournament. Never been to the regional tournament since they've been a high school, and it's always been dominated by Bowling Green and Warren Central.
Yeah, this is a really tough district, especially when you come in and create a new school. It has been a long time since they've been established, but it even makes it tougher. We talked about this when we played them first time, that all your other sports have had success. You know, all the way from boys soccer to boys golf to the football team winning state championship. Everybody's had success, and the boys basketball team is that one that's never really had an opportunity to even get to the regional tournament. I think that's part of the reason they've had a ton of coaches. It seems like they get a new coach either every year or every other year, and they have some really pretty good athletes, and you saw that when they beat us the first time, but they just can't put it together to ever, you got to get out of that 4 or 5 game to start with, and then they've been in there a lot, and then automatically put you against probably Bowling Green or Warren Central, whoever's the better team year in and year out, and it's just a huge mountain to overcome.
The Spartans average 52.3 points a game. They shoot 42% from the field, 30% from three-point land, averaging about 4.5 threes a game. They shoot 61.3% from the foul line and average 25 rebounds a game. Trojans coming in at 14-5, lost to Franklin Simpson Tuesday night, 50-41. Barren County shooting 39.5% from the field in that game, 17 of 43, but only 3 of 14 from behind the arc, 4 of 10 from the foul line. Mason Griggs led the way in scoring for the Trojans on Tuesday night with 14 points, despite being in foul trouble most of the line, along with Gavin Withrow. And Ryan Shirley actually had 16 rebounds in that game individually. So not sure he's ever had that many rebounds in a game before, but that's got to be a career high as far as number of rebounds go. 16 for Ryan Shirley. The Trojans ranked number 3 in the region in the Lexington Herald Leader, number 2 in the Bowling Green Daily News Prep Poll, and number 3 in the Sporting Times poll this week. Averaging 59 points a game, shooting 43.6% from the field, averaging 4.7 threes a game, almost 5, at 32% from behind the arc. Shooting pretty good from the free throw line, 70.2% as a team, and averaging 26.5 rebounds a game. So, hopefully tonight we'll see a different ball game than what we saw in that low-scoring 40-36 game a few weeks ago.
In a normal season, you only get your revenge tour usually in the district. You know, if you look at the schedule 20 years ago, there were several teams that we always played twice. We always used to play Metcalf to open the season, and then a lot of times we ended the season with that normal, 16th district tour that we normally take, which we're not necessarily doing this year. But this is definitely a game that our kids probably don't need a whole lot of motivation for. South Warren has slowly climbed up the RPI ratings and the weekly ratings that you go over, and where they have been, they're above Greenwood, they're above Warren East, Right now, they're actually above Warren Central in the RPI ratings, just barely by a couple points. So this is a position they haven't been in. We feel like that was a bad loss early in the year because we know we can play better than that. But all in all, they're actually a fairly respectable basketball club. When you look at the record, you look at who they beat, so forth. But it's definitely a game we've got circled to get revenge on the Spartans tonight.
You look at the district standings right now. In the 14th district, boys, Bowling Green is the number 1 seed. They're 4-0. Not sure anybody's going to touch them this year in district or region. Warren Central and Warren East. Now, Warren Central now is 3-1 after that win over Warren East tonight. So they're the number 2. Greenwood is the 3 at 2-2. So South Warren and Warren East still have to play each other. South Warren is 1-2. Now Warren East is 0-3. So East would have to beat South Warren to force a tie for that fourth place spot. But I don't think it's going to matter. I think it's pretty well set now. South Warren and Warren East in the 4-5. Well, can't really say that because South Warren would be tied with Greenwood. So it's still undetermined as far as who will play who, but I don't think it really matters. You kind of wonder who the number 2 team will be out of the 14th district this year on the boys' side. Will it be Warren Central? Will it be Greenwood? You'd have to think they are probably the 2 best teams above South Warren and Warren East, but anything can happen in district tournament play. We've seen that before. You look at the 13th district, it is now set. Franklin Simpson 3-0 in district play, and they will play Todd Central, who's 0-3. They're the 4 seed, and then Russellville and Logan County are the 2-3. Russellville at 2-1 in district play, Logan County 1-2 in district play. So Franklin Simpson and Todd Central, Russellville and Logan County in the matchups in the 13th district. And I understand they're going to play. They're going to start theirs on Sunday. The week of the district tournament week, they're going to start on Sunday.
Well, they've got to get that extra 4-5 game in, so I guess
this is the 13th district I'm talking about. I'm not sure why they're starting on Sunday, but
that's a little odd.
And maybe they're scattering out their games one night apiece. I don't know. But I did understand from Franklin the other night that they were going to start their district tournament on Sunday. Now the 15th district, which, of course, we played at Barren County this year. On the boys' side, Allen County Scottsville, the 1 seed at 3-0. Barren County, the 2 seed at 2-1. Glasgow, the 3 seed at 1-2. And Monroe, the 4 seed, 0-3. So the Patriots and the Falcons in the first game, and Barren County, Glasgow will play in the second game on Monday night in the district tournament. 16th will be Clinton County, the number 1 seed. Cumberland County, the 4 seed. And Russell County, 2-1. Metcalf County, 1-2. That ought to be an interesting basketball game. Clinton County, I guess, considered the favorite at this point, but don't count out Cumberland County. They could pull off an upset. They played some teams close in district play in the 16th. So still got 2 more weeks left of the regular season, though, after this weekend is over. Next week, the Trojans and Trojanettes will be at home on Tuesday night against Cumberland County, and it is also homecoming Tuesday night, and that will be, I'm not sure if that's in between games or halftime of the boys' game. I think it's been at halftime of the boys' game, if I'm not mistaken.
Years past, that would be
to give the girls some time to get ready. That may be on the basketball team. And then Thursday night of next week, the Trojans are scheduled to host Clinton County. And it's going to depend on what happens tomorrow night, because Clinton County boys are in the All-A State. They take on Murray tomorrow night, and if they were to defeat Murray, that would put Clinton County in the semifinals of the All-A State, and that would be next Friday night. So there's a very possibility there that a very good possibility that the Trojans and the Bulldogs might not get to play next Thursday night, but we won't know until after tomorrow night.
Yeah, so we'll just kind of have to stay stay tuned. That game's been rescheduled already from earlier in the season. I know that's a team that always plays us tough at the end of the year. It's always the last game of the season, but this year it won't be. But still one of the better teams in the 4th region that we want to get a chance to play. This year, maybe, I don't know, maybe only somebody like Bobby Steenbergen would know the answer to this, but this is probably the only year that we've ever had homecoming after we've had senior night. Usually it doesn't happen that way. There may be 1 year or two there that it's happened, but it's just...
I can't remember it ever happening. And, in 25 years, that homecoming was after senior night. Because senior night was always the last home game of the season.
Yeah.
But now they started because of possible weather situations, and we ran into that a couple of times where we had to cancel senior night.
That's only been a last few years fad that kind of started with the cancellations and or the possibility of it. So you play it next to last, so it's never really a true senior night anymore. But most people around here have had their senior nights way long ago, just because the same issue. You never know if you got quarantined or you were out a 10-day stretch where you wouldn't be able to actually physically go through the process of honoring those seniors.
Yeah. We are in the pregame report. We're still 11 minutes away. This is going to be a late night, folks, so stay with us as the Trojans and the Spartans will take to the hardwood here. It's already had an overtime game tonight with the Trojanettes coming out on top 41-38. John Butler's listening in tonight. Appreciate that, John.
I hate to keep him up past his bedtime.
But this game is not going to get started until close to 8:10, possibly 8:15. Time and they didn't do the national anthem, which kind of caught us off guard too earlier tonight, unless they're waiting till right before the boys' game.
Yeah, got us off rhythm a little bit. They told us it'd be one time and ended up never playing it. But you might have actually been onto something with spending the night down here. By the time we get done and get home, it'll be time to turn around and get back in the car and head back this way.
Yeah, that's true. In time you get game prepped, you don't have much time for game prep between now and tomorrow afternoon, and especially between the girls' game tomorrow and the guys' game tomorrow night. Better be ready to go when we get back to Barren County from here at South Warren. Let's look at the schedule for tonight. It's brought to you by CRS Construction, providing exceptional construction service with the highest attention to detail. CRS Construction. And there are a lot of games tonight. Lynn Camp girls at Clinton County. LaRue County girls at Edmondson County. And we already have some final scores on some of these. Campbellsville's at Hart County in a girl-boy doubleheader. And Warren Central girls at Hopkinsville tonight. Cumberland County girls and boys at Logan County. Casey County girls at Russell County. Russellville boys at University Heights. Todd Central girls at Whitesville Trinity. And you mentioned Ballard boys defeating Bowling Green tonight, Robert.
Yeah, let me...
What was that final score?
Find the paper where I wrote it down on.
But Ballard beat Bowling Green tonight.
Yeah, hold on, here it is. Ballard won 61-45. Ballard is the number this week 4 team in the state.
4 team in the state.
So I think Bowling Green was supposed to play maybe Covington Catholic tomorrow, but that game I think got canceled. I don't know if they have COVID issues or just scheduling issues.
Louisville Butler girls are supposed to play at Bowling Green tonight, unless that game got canceled. Yeah. And Greenwood boys at LaRue County, Russell County boys at McCreary Central, Todd Central boys at Whitesville Trinity, Pulaski Southwestern is at Glasgow tonight. Had a halftime score. Glasgow is leading by 15, 39-24. John Butler reports the Lady Toppers defeated Florida International tonight, 66-56 in college basketball. And then you mentioned about Warren Central over Warren East boys tonight. That district game.
I didn't write down that final, but
I think it was a blowout.
It was a blowout.
Yeah. So that's the latest on the scores and the schedule. Coca-Cola scoreboard and games around the area brought to you by CRS Construction. And again, back here tomorrow, 2:30, the Trojanettes taking on the Breckenridge County team for the second time this year. And, of course, the Trojanettes lost to Breckenridge County 52-42 at the Owensboro Sports Center a few weeks ago. And the Trojanettes in Breckenridge County is the second game tomorrow. We'll be on there at about 2:10 with the broadcast following the Greene County Warren East girls game. That'll start at 12 noon, first game of the South Warren Classic. And then after the Trojanettes Breckenridge County game, it'll be South Warren against Muhlenberg County at 5 o'clock. We'll come back with more of our Don Franklin Glasgow countdown to tip-off pregame report in a moment on 104thescore.com and Nash 103.7.
Advisor take time to really listen to you. Is your financial strategy personalized for you and your family? Will your financial advisor be there as your life and financial situation change? Hi, I'm Jamie Harris, your Southern Kentucky Edward Jones financial advisor. When we work together, we'll focus on what's important to you. We'll use an established process to create a personalized financial strategy backed by the advice, tools, and resources to help you reach your goals. And we'll partner to help your strategy stay on track. Contact me today, 270-651-9993. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
So wake up early, do a little studying, take the dog out, finish that audio book, finish that workout, then stop by McDonald's for breakfast and somehow manage to do it all before that 10 a.m. meeting meal. There's a meal for every morning at McDonald's.
Pair our delicious hash browns with the sweet and savory taste of a sizzling sausage McGriddles or a crispy chicken McGriddles for only $2. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
You're listening to Barren County Basketball, presented by Don Franklin Glasgow. Now, back to courtside.
Zaxby's keys to the game tonight, Robert.
Well, I think the revenge factor is on the table. They scored 40 points against us the first game, so we've got to find a way to put some points on the board, be as physical, match their physicality, and out-rebound them, I think, are two huge factors. If our offense does not get going like it didn't go in the first game, you find ways to stop them on the defensive end, be physical with them, don't let them get second point, second chance. They don't have anybody that really scores at a high rate. They have nobody that scores double figures, so it's really hard to really shut down one person. You just be solid, whoever the five is that are out there.
Starting lineups tonight brought to you by SCRTC Total Communications. For the South Warren Spartans under head coach Jason Holland in his first season here at South Warren. They'll start Luke Burton, a 6-foot junior, averaging 9.5 points a game. Caden Veldkamp, a 6'5 junior, 9 points and 8 rebounds. Cooper Myers, a 5'10 senior, averages 6. Tayshawn Jones, a 6-foot senior, averages 7. And Brandon Rowe, a 5'10 sophomore, averages 4 points a game for the Spartans. For the Barren County Trojans under 13th-year head coach Warren Cunningham, Gavin Withrow, 5'9", 150 senior, averaging 9.2 points a game. Tay Pointer, 6', 160, a junior, averaging 12.8. Ryan Shirley, 6'2", 190, a junior, averaging 6.2 points a game. Mason Grigg, 6'1", 155, junior, 14 points a game. Corbin Murphy, 6'3", 235, and a senior, averaging 1.7 for the Trojans. That's your starting lineups, brought to you by SCRTC. We're still a little less than 4 minutes away from the Farmers RECC Jackie Brownlee Memorial opening half. The officials for tonight's game are the same three we had in the girls' game: Tommy Young, Chris Reeder, and John McMillan. And the official sponsor brought to you by Barren County Sheriff Kent Keene. First quarter of action tonight brought to you by German American Bank, supporting the communities they serve and believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. We'll come back with the start of this basketball game in just a moment, as we're about 3 minutes away from the first quarter of action. This is Barren County High School basketball, presented by Don Franklin Glasgow on 104thescore.com and Nash 103.7.
Find your perfect match at Don Franklin Chevrolet in Glasgow. Get the all-new 2021 Chevy Equinox LS for as low as $19,990. Save thousands on the all-new 2021 Chevy Silverado 1500 as low as $31,965. All with Don Franklin's exclusive 15-year, 500,000-mile powertrain coverage. Find new roads at Don Franklin Chevrolet in Glasgow.
So wake up early, do a little studying, take the dog out, finish that audiobook, finish that workout, then stop by McDonald's for breakfast and somehow manage to do it all before that 10 a.m. meeting meal. There's a meal for every morning at McDonald's.
Pair our delicious hash browns with the sweet and savory taste of a sizzling sausage McGriddles or a crispy chicken McGriddles for only $2. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Starting, growing, and running a business comes with many unique challenges and obstacles. German American Bank believes that your money should work as hard as you do. That's why we are raising the standards in business banking with innovative technology to help you take advantage of every penny you earn and maximize every minute of your busy day. We want to help you bring convenience to your customers, improve cash flow to help you grow, and increase efficiency. Explore our financial solutions and meet our business banking team online.
Everybody, you're listening to our broadcast coverage on Nash 103.7, WHHT FM, Cave City, Glasgow, online at 104thescore.com and on BCHS Live tonight.
Good evening again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the campus of South Warren High School.
And there's a national anthem. The Barren County Trojans in burgundy uniforms tonight, white numbers and letters outlined in gold. We're right behind their bench in the lower level. Almost at But we managed to get through it somehow.
We're all out of whack tonight. They've got us
everything out of whack. They told us the girls, the national anthem was going to be played at 7 minutes before the girls' game.
We had to engineer a table to get it. It's a miracle that I engineered it well enough. I don't teach engineering to get this thing to stand up on 2 legs. So
yeah, we're kind of having to sit in the bleachers and have to stretch out to do our paperwork. So
it's all right as long as we come down here and
get
take 2 wins home.
I'll take that anytime.
We'll do what we got to do. Yeah. You'll have bacon and eggs on the skillet tomorrow about 8 o'clock and be ready to get it doing again tomorrow.
There you go. South Warren is to our right, and they're in their home white with gray numbers and letters outlined in black. Trojans trying to avenge a 40-36 loss to the Spartans back a couple of weeks ago at Barren County. Again, it was senior night here tonight at South Warren on top of the overtime win by the Trojanettes. I'm sure they're going to put 8 minutes on the clock instead of 6 unless they decided that since the night's been so long so far, we'll just play 6-minute quarters.
I think that clock just automatically sets to 6 minutes and they get it fixed.
All right, now it's been adjusted. I think Tommy Young had to come over there and tell him, though, that, hey, it's 8-minute quarters. One of the officials for tonight, veteran official in the 4th region, Chris Reeder and John McMillan, the other 2 officials tonight. And it's going to be... Who won the coin toss?
Looks like we did. I don't think anybody's ever deferred in the second half.
I think somebody did try to do that the other night, and they said, no, you can't do that. You can't defer. Which I still don't understand the rule anyway. No. But anyhow, here we go. Trojans basketball as they move to the right side of the court. As Mason Griggs getting some pressure out front, gives to Pointer. Left side it goes to Withrow. He looks at a trap. Going to have to do something with it. Loses the handle and got it back in the back court. Fires it off to Shirley. Shirley stops and gives it to Withrow. Withrow back out to Pointer. Right side corner. Here's Griggs for 3. Got it.
Good way to start the basketball game now that I have had an hour to make my stat sheet and didn't even do it.
Good way to start with a People's Bank 3-point shot for Mason Griggs. Slapped out of Jones's hands. He's going to drive the basket, though. Puts it up. No good. Shot it over the rim. Here come the Trojans on the attack. Here's Withrow angling right, looking left. Out top, here's Shirley. Fakes and gives it over to Pointer on the left wing. Pointer drives into the paint. Bounce pass, gets away. And it's going to go off the leg. Barely brushed the leg of South Warren's Tayshawn Jones. So Griggs will toss it in right baseline for Barren County. He'll send it out top now to Withrow. Withrow looks, gives to Griggs on the left side. He turns and throws it back out to Withrow. Right side Pointer. 2-3 zone by South Warren. Withrow now setting it up once again. Gives it back over to Griggs. Long range right. Out front Pointer. Left side Withrow. Now Withrow back to Pointer. Can't shoot. Back over to Withrow. He'll fire it for 3 and got it.
About 2 for 2 from deep to start. We sure weren't hot the other night, but we'll take that start.
And a 6-0 Barren County lead. Jones with the basketball against Griggs. He's going to drive it. Scoop shot up, no good. Follow up, no good. Rebound, Corbin Murphy took away from Jones. He puts it up and in and draws a foul. And Murphy, his first and the team's first. Jones is an 80.5% foul shooter on the year for South Warren. And here's his free throw. It's up. It's too strong. Rebound pulled down by Ryan Shirley. Pointer on the left side of the floor. Out to Shirley. Gives to Withrow. He can't shoot. Drives in. Throws it off in the corner to Griggs. Griggs dribbles it out. Bounce pass to Shirley over the left side to Pointer. Pointer, top of the key. Back to Griggs. Trying to penetrate. Hands it off to Withrow. 3 in the air. No good. Rebound taken down by Feldkamp for South Warren. Quickly in the front court is Rowe. We played 2 minutes. Barren County leads it 6-2. Rowe lobs it over, and Griggs knocked it away. He got fouled, got pushed to the floor, or pulled to the floor. Here's a shot going up, no good. South Warren going back up with it, no good. And we'll get a foul called or jump ball.
You see their physicality on that offensive glass.
Very physical.
Already got 2 offensive rebounds, make it really 3. And Corbin's going to have to match that physicality with Veldkamp in there.
Ball comes out to Jones. He works it inside there. Here's a shot going up, no good. Offensive foul. Ryan Shirley taking the charge. And we got a technical foul. And now another technical foul. I don't know what's going on. It's hard to see with everybody standing up. And there's another technical foul that's been called.
Well, there's 3 of them, and the officials just didn't get the guys separated. And I don't know who all will get one because Shirley took the charge, and then everybody kind of went around to pull up Shirley. We'll get one on Mason, 5 on White.
So we got a technical foul on Veldkamp, a technical foul on Burton, and a technical foul on Tay Porter.
So that's actually 3 team fouls real quick for South Warren, because then that's 2 on Veldkamp too, because he got the personal charge, and then he got the technical, and then Burton continued on after it was all over to get another technical.
Withrow can't get the free throw to go down. And now he'll shoot another one.
It was good help by Ryan Shirley to slide over and get that initial charge on Veldkamp that just kind of started the dominoes.
Yeah. So Veldkamp goes to the bench with those 2 fouls. One of those a technical.
And that's really ginormous. He's their kind of strength, really, on the glass, and that takes away a lot of it.
Griggs trying to get the screen from Murphy. Dishes over to Pointer. Left side it goes to Withrow. Back out to Pointer. Pointer top of the key, feeds it inside there. Here's Griggs. Almost shoveled his feet there. Pointer, whistle, somebody 3 seconds in the lane.
I don't know who they gave it to. We had a lob opportunity, I think, over to Corbin, and we didn't take it and ended up turning it over at the end of that possession.
As the ball comes into play to Jones, he's met in the backcourt by Griggs. As Jones will send it on the left side to Rowe. Rowe sends it back out top and around the perimeter to the right is Burton. Give it out top now to Myers. Left side it comes to Putman, who came in for Veldkamp. Driving with it is Jones. Hooks it back left side. Here's a 3-ball in the air. Good for Burton.
Burton stared down our bench afterwards. He's begging for another technical.
7-5. Here's Griggs underneath, puts it up, and it came out. Halfway down, it came out. And Murphy got knocked to the floor, no call. This game is going to get physical in a minute quickly if they don't get something going here and taking care of what's going on the court. Myers gets it up and in for his first 2.
They've out-rebounded 7-2 already.
Oh, Pointer was wide open. They couldn't see him. Here's Withrow on the left side. Getting some pressure out there from Myers. Works around to the right side. Bounce pass off to Griggs. Trying to work around. Puts it up and in. Nice drive as Murphy kind of shielded him to get to the basket. 9-7. Trojans lead it. 4 minutes to play in the first. Here's Jones. Left side row. Left open for a 3. It is no good. Ball knocked out of bounds. It's going to go to Barren County. Glasgow boys win tonight 67-56 over Pulaski Southwestern on the Coca-Cola scoreboard. 3:53 left here in the first. Barren County with a 9-7 lead. Withrow straight away, right side Griggs. Griggs feeds it on the high post to Brooks, who's in the game. Underneath, there's Aiden Miller. Little pump fake, puts it up, no. Rebound taken by Putman. Got Aiden Miller and Eli Brooks on the court now for the Trojans, both sophomores. They came in for Tay Pointer and Corbin Murphy. Rowe with it on the left side against Brooks. Out top it comes to Putman. Right side over to Myers. Now here's a 3 by Burton. It is spinning out of there. And rebound to Eli Brooks. Off to Gavin Withrow. Withrow stops and feeds in the baseline to Miller. Back out to Shirley, gives to Brooks, and now to Withrow out front of the left-hand side. He'll send it over to Griggs to the left wing. Bounces the baseline. Miller with a jumper. No good. Rebound, and it's going to be taken by Rowe for South Warren. 2:50 to play in the first quarter. Barren County leads it 9-7 as Jones works against Mason Griggs into the front court. Jones, bounce pass off the left side. Putman curls in the lane, flips up the shot, no good. Battle for the rebound. Taken there by Brooks, trying to rip it away from Rowe. Here's Withrow, right side. Griggs, spin move, puts it up, got it blocked. Down to the floor, scrambling. Miller trying to pass it off, a whistle. And it's going to be out of bounds to South Warren.
We haven't had very many clean possessions, and that was another scrambling possession where we were fighting for the basketball and just couldn't win it.
2:23 left to play here in the first. It's 9-7. And Griggs thought it went off the South Warren player, the inbounds pass. And so Rowe will toss it in.
Very close.
And get it into Jones. Jones in the front court. Jones bounce pass off to Rowe, down low. They try to work it in there and have to kick it back out. 2:12 left to go here in the first. And it's Nathan Neal, who's in the ball game now, 6'4" senior for South Warren. Jones against Griggs. Goes off the left side. He fell down. Ball gets loose. Traveling violation.
A little late whistle, but I think he was trying to make sure he didn't continue that dribble, and when he didn't, he called him for the walk.
Lane Stevens on the court for Barren County, 6', 155" junior. Gavin Withrow, bounce pass right side over to Brooks. Brooks brings it out, gives it to Griggs, over to Withrow. They work it into Miller, turn around, jump shot, good from the left elbow.
Good job. With the flash right to the block, we found him, and that's an open spot in the zone to be able to knock down that 15-footer.
And Barren County leads at 11-7 with 1:33 to play in the first period. Jones with the basketball for South Warren. He pushed off Griggs, no whistle. He'll send it over the right side, and a three ball in the air. That is no good. Crashing the board is Eli Brooks. Ahead up to Withrow on the left side. Withrow hands it back to Brooks. Bounce pass right side. Griggs gets tripped up, lost the handle. On the other end, here's a layup that is good. Brooks tried to block it. Myers gets the layup, and it's 11-9. On the other end, here's Miller going to the basket, gets fouled hard, going to the deck, and he'll go to the line to shoot two.
Watch that here on the replay.
Foul number 34, Nathan Neal.
He made a play for the ball, but it came down hard there on Aiden's left shoulder.
Aiden Miller.
So Aiden Miller at the line for two shots. 6'4", 205 sophomore, averaging about 8 points a game. And his first shot is on the way, and it rims off.
In a lot of ways, this has looked more like a football game in the first 7 minutes than it has a basketball game.
Tay Pointer has checked back on the Trojan lineup for Gavin Withrow with 1:03 to play here in the first quarter. And Miller back in the line for his second free throw toss on the way. Good. 12-9 Trojans. South Warren. And in the ball in play, Jones against Griggs. In front court, right side. Burton has it now out top. Left side, it goes to Reynolds, who's in the ball game. Malachi Reynolds is 6'3" senior. Ball tipped away by Griggs into the back court. Jones chases it down. 43 seconds to go. Out to Burton. Left side, it's Reynolds in the lane. Throws up the shot. It is no good. Ball goes out of bounds, and it's off of Aiden Miller with 32.3 left. Here's the lob into Reynolds. He puts it in.
See them setting that one up the whole way. We've got to make a little bit more contact to bump him off that route.
25 seconds to go in the quarter. Barren County with a 12-11 lead. Mason Griggs handles the ball. 2-3 zone by South Warren. Brooks left side. Back out to Griggs. 13 seconds to play. Now Griggs gives it over to Pointer. Back to Griggs. Left side, Brooks. Back to Griggs. 3 straight away. No good. Rebound by Stevens. Back up. He's fouled by Reynolds.
We usually try to set up a little skip pass in a quarter play against a 2-3 zone. We didn't really formulate there, and good job putting up a shot and giving Lane enough, or Colt, it was Lane, enough time to go up and get the offensive rebound.
2.1 seconds to play. Shot goes up good for Lane Stevens. 13-11, Barren County. Coming back in for South Warren now is Cooper Myers. And he'll replace Brandon Rowe.
2.1 seconds. You just want to keep them from catching it going towards their bucket, and you should be okay.
And Stevens back in the line for one more. It's on the way. Got them both. 14-11, Trojans. Here's Jones going to flip the long shot that brushed the net. And Griggs went to the deck. I don't think it crashed in, and Coach Warren Cunningham wanted to charge, but didn't get it.
Really got to be something, but we'll go to the quarter break.
14-11, the Trojans lead South Warren after 1. We'll be back after this break. This is Barren County Basketball, presented by Don Franklin Auto Glasgow on 104thescore.com and Nash 103.7.
Steakhouse and Grill. What are you waiting for? Okay, maybe you need a special reason. Well, here it is. Our sizzling signatures. There's the Hawaiian ribeye, marinated for 72 hours and topped with fresh grilled pineapple. Or how about our Del Rio ribeye, topped with melted in.
Talking to them out of their chairbacks here on court. Barren County's basketball as we start the second quarter. Withrow goes right side over to Pointer. Gives it out to Brooks. Swings it back over to Withrow. Into Miller, who wanted to shoot. Goes strong to the bucket. Puts it up and in. Aiden Miller with 5 points coming off the bench. 16-11, Trojans' largest lead at 5. Here's Reynolds with the basketball. Long range left for South Warren. Down low, they try to flip up the shot. No good. Miller with a rebound. Out of the air. Feeds it up court. Here's Brooks driving the bucket. Puts it up. It came off of there. Rebound to Burton. South Warren back the other way. Here's Jones with it. He'll set things up. 7:20 to play in the first half. 16-11. Trojans on top. Comes out to Reynolds. He'll go to Burton with it on the left side. Now Burton down the left corner to Jones. Long range. Shirley covered him up. Cross-court pass comes out to Reynolds. Now Reynolds gives it back out to Jones. Back left side to Burton. Now Burton goes down to the corner to Putman. He'll hook it back. Ooh, he threw it away. Threw a bullet pass. I'm not sure if that was intended for Burton or what he was doing with it.
Weren't very many turnovers in that first quarter. South Warren just had 1. We had 3. We made 4 of 11 field goals for 36% and 2 threes. They made 5 of 15 and 1 3 there in the first quarter. Out-rebounding us 11-7. That's a stat we've got to keep up with as Veltkamp's back in the game now with those 2 fouls.
Pointer with it on the left side. Out top it comes to Shirley. Right side over to Withrow. Withrow feeds it to the high post there to Miller. Back out it comes to Withrow. Back to Pointer. Bluffs the 3. Drives into the lane. Goes up with a shot and got it. I don't know how he got it to go, but he did.
That was a tough road he took there.
His way through. and gives the Trojans an 18-11 lead.
I like how he took it right at Veltkamp with those 2 fouls, though.
Jones with it out front against Porter. Knocked away, stolen by Withrow. Withrow heading to the basket, a little pump fake. Oh, he got hammered and no whistle. But Murphy's got it, gives it to Porter. Porter trying to dribble out of trouble. He's going to have to chase it down to the back court. And now he'll bring it back up court for Barren. Gives to Withrow. Out of the corner for 3. No good. Rebound comes off to Reynolds for South Warren. Jones with it in front court. Back to Reynolds. Gives to Burton. He threw it away. Skipped off of Myers and out of bounds. South Warren wants a timeout with 5:46 to go in the first half. Barren County leading 18-11, their largest lead of the ball game.
I think their coach got them amped up a little bit in that corner break, taking them over there and kind of getting them going a little bit. So much so that they've got 2 turnovers in 3 possessions to start this quarter.
Of course, Caden Veltkamp just came back in for the Spartans. He got a technical. And then, of course, he had a charging foul, then got a technical after that. Had to sit out for a little while. Luke Burton also with a technical foul on South Warren.
Veltkamp, of course, is South Warren's quarterback. He's got some, I think he's got like 4 offers. One of them's from Western, one of them's from Kentucky to play quarterback. So you can see he's got a big, strong build of a quarterback.
That's 6'5", too. Barren County's ball, the chance to stretch the lead out. Mason Griggs about ready to check back in for Coach Warren Cunningham. Here's Shirley over to Withrow. Bounce pass in there to Miller. And what we got? A foul on Corbin Murphy.
Foul on number 33.
Didn't see what happened there.
Watch that back. Well, here's what happened. Corbin was kind of pushing down Veltkamp to try to post up, and he said he was contacting him a little too much.
So that'll be his second personal, number 3 on the Trojans in the first half.
But as much contact's been called in the first half, that was a no foul.
Yeah. Ball slapped out of the hands of Myers by Withrow. And coming in for South Warren now is number 10, Will Faulkner, a 5'9" junior. He'll come in to replace Cooper Myers. Rowe back on the court as well for Coach Jason Holland. 5:25 to play in the first half. Barren County 18, South Warren 11. Rowe gives to Burton, long range left against Ryan Shirley. Off the curl, here's a jumper by Faulkner. It's good.
I don't remember him playing in the first match.
I don't think he did. And it's 18-13. Shirley with the basketball. Hooks it off the left corner. Pointer out to Withrow. Withrow right side to Griggs. Griggs double team. Gives to Withrow. Almost picked off. Griggs whistle and a foul. And it is going to be charged to Faulkner. That is his first and the team's 6th.
That was a good job by Gavin coming to get that pass. Otherwise, Jones has it going the other way.
Miller will toss it in as it comes out to Withrow. Feeds it back to Miller. A little 8-footer, too hard off the glass. Rebound comes off to Faulkner for South Warren. 4:47 to play, second quarter, 18-13. Barren on top. Faulkner. And a whistle. We got a whistle away from the basketball. And a foul on Jones.
It was an illegal screen, he said, kind of a flex cut on the baseline he was coming off of into a screen, and not much contact, but I think really that was almost a retaliation call because South Warren's coach just won't be quiet to the officials right now.
Withrow will bring it across against Rowe, sends it off to Brooks. Brooks, bounce pass, right corner, Pointer. He's in a trap, he's in trouble, has to throw it back out to Brooks. Griggs was wanting the basketball, they couldn't see him.
He put the ball down on the floor instead of had his head up.
Withrow on the left side of the floor, getting a lot of pressure from Rowe. Gives to Griggs. Now Griggs cuts back left. And now we got a whistle and a foul. And this is going to be charged to Rowe. His first. That'll be the team's 8th.
Even in a zone, you can set a screen, a ball screen, to alleviate some of that pressure. You just got to watch them running and jumping and trapping out of it.
1-1 for Mason Griggs. Shot goes up. It's good.
I've got a new penalty. If kids just say don't want to make them shoot free throws for not wearing the mask, I think they should give them the seatbelt penalty. After they give them a technical, if you can't wear your mask right, you have to sit down instead of running up and down the sideline.
I agree. Second shot missed. That bonus for Griggs. It's 19-13. Barren leads it by 6. Rowe out to Faulkner. Bounce pass off the right side. It's Veldkamp. And a foul on Ryan Shirley. That'll be his first, team's fourth.
Foul on number 14, Ryan Shirley, his first.
The game's kind of changing because of the physicality. They're starting to call a few more fouls. We have to adjust to that.
Rowe, right side of the bucket for South Warren. Gets it in there to Burton. Turnaround one-hand shot, short. Rebound in there by Shirley for the Trojans. Left side, Porter for 3. No good. Long rebound off to Rowe. Rowe out top with it. 3:38 to play in the half. 19-13. This is turning out to be the same type of game we had at Barren a few weeks ago. Low-scoring game. Veldkamp feeds it inside there to Burton. Goes up against Brooks. He puts it up. No good. Foul on Brooks.
Got to show his hands. He had both of his hands down. If he has his hands up, that's probably not a foul.
First one on Eli Brooks. 5 on the Trojans. Here in the first half, is going to send Burton to the line. He's a 65% foul shooter. And the first one is good.
You're right. It's turning out to be that low-scoring game, but both teams had a double-digit first quarter. I thought we were,
the second quarter, not much scoring going on.
Lost our groove, haven't we?
2 buckets. And Burton puts this one up, and it is no good. Brooks with a rebound for the Trojans. 19-14 Barren with 3:20 to play in the first half. Griggs with the basketball out front between the circles. Sends it over now to Withrow. Down to the right corner to Brooks. Back to Withrow. Hooks it over to Griggs. Now Griggs trying to penetrate. Can't go. Gets cut off in there. Gives it over to Porter. He's open. 3 in the air. No good. Brooks had the offensive rebound. Slapped back in bounds by Burton. And now South Warren back the other way. Here is Jones with it. Out to Veldkamp. Now Jones a 3. Knocks the bottom out of it. Cuts it to a 2-point ball game. It's 19-17. 2:43 to go in the first half.
A third of their field goals at Trojan Gym were threes. They're not really a great three-point shooting team, but they hit them at the right times.
Here's Brooks going up with a shot. No good. Rebound claimed by Miller, and he threw it away at midcourt. Ryan Shirley back in the Trojan lineup for Eli Brooks with 2:29 to play here in the first half.
This is a tough game for Eli. He's got to get stronger in the offseason, kind of grow into his frame, if you will. And this is just a physical game for him.
Yeah, he's 6'6" and 165, so a little thin when you're working down inside against somebody that's 210. And down low, here's Burton putting it up and in. He was posted up in there.
But, they posted us with a 6', 215 kid, too, which shouldn't have happened. He just backed us down, caught the ball right underneath the rim, and they scored a field goal.
That ties the game up at 19 with 2:14 left. Take a People's Bank timeout. People's Bank in Glasgow working for you. Earlier tonight, the Trojanettes got out of here with a 41-38 overtime win over the South Warren Lady Spartans. And they'll be back here tomorrow at 2:30 to take on the number 1 team in Region 3, Breckenridge County, for the second time this year. Trojanettes lost to Breckenridge County at the Owensboro Sports Center a couple of weeks ago, 52-42. And so probably the toughest matchup that the Trojanettes will see the rest of this season.
I think so, until we get into district regional play.
South Warren now setting up the trap in the backcourt, but Trojans get it across the line. Here's Griggs out of the right side out front. And South Warren sets back in the 2-3 zone defensively. 2 minutes to play in the first half, tied at 19. Here's Shirley, left side Withrow. Bounces it out to Griggs. Right side it goes to Shirley. Baseline Miller. Turnaround jump shot. No good. Rebound to Burton for South Warren. Jones down the right side. Jones almost fell down, but kept the dribble going. Minute and a half to go here in the second quarter. Brought to you by South Central Bank. Small enough to know you, big enough to help. Aiden Miller came up with a loose ball. He slapped it away from the South Warren player. Turnover by the Spartans. Griggs with it on the right side. Picks up his dribble. Goes to Pointer. Back to Griggs. Slicing his way in the lane. Flips up the shot. No good. Trying to get his own rebound. It goes out of bounds.
Put too much English on that. I think he was expecting more contact. Didn't come.
1:11 to go in the first half. Tied at 19. As the ball comes into Faulkner. Faulkner will work against Withrow as he brings it across the midcourt stripe. Back and forth. Off the screen, out top was Burton. Now going back off the screen right. Faulkner driving, going to the basket. He puts it in and draws a foul.
I'm not sure how Faulkner at 5'9" was able to weave his way through and get an and one bucket. And while we're struggling right now offensively, we've missed at least our last 5, maybe 6 field goals. They've hit their last 2 and taken the lead.
And Faulkner gets an old-fashioned three-point play. Only averages 2.5 points a game, and he's got 5 here in the second quarter alone. In the corner, left side, Pointer. Back out to Withrow. Top of the key, back to Pointer. Bluffs the 3, pulls up with a 15-foot jumper short. And it goes out of bounds. With 39.1, South Warren with a 22-19 lead. Ball comes into Jones. As Jones works against Griggs. 30 seconds left in the half. Faulkner with it out front against Withrow. And now feeds it back over to Jones. 20 seconds to play. Jones against Mason Griggs, down to 15 seconds. He'll give it out to Faulkner. Down to 10. Faulkner now lobs it off to Rowe. Rowe, here's a lob. And underneath, shot no good. Rebound to Griggs. Desperation shot. Hits the top of the backboard. That's the end of the first half. Halftime, it is South Warren. Barren County 19. The Trojans only score 5 points in the second quarter, and South Warren scored 11. We'll be back with a halftime report brought to you by South Central Bank. After this break, the second quarter tonight was brought to you by Southern States Glasgow Co-op. Always remember, if you find a vehicle on DonFranklinAuto.com, Don Franklin will then bring that vehicle to Glasgow and let you experience the Don Franklin difference. This is Barren County High Basketball, presented by Don Franklin Auto Glasgow on 104thescore.com and Nash 103.7.
During the Nissan Thrill of the Drive sales event at Don Franklin Nissan in Glasgow, get 0% for up to 84 months on all new select 2021 Nissan models. Plus, get the all-new 2021 Rogue as low as
Malachi Reynolds, and a 5 for Will Faulkner. Scored all 5 of those coming off the bench in the second period of play, and a couple of field goals and 1 free throw. For the Barren County Trojans in the first half, 6 field goals. 2 of those were three-pointers. Barren County 5 of 8 from the charity stripe. Gavin Withrow, 4 points in the first half. He scored those in the first quarter on a 3-point bucket, 1 of 2 from the line. Tate Horner has 2 points on a field goal in the second period of play. Mason Griggs has 6 to lead the Trojans in scoring currently on a 3, a 2, and 1 of 2 from the foul line. Aiden Miller had 5 points in the first half, couple of field goals, 1 of 2 from the stripe, and 2 points for Lane Stevens off a couple of free throw tosses. Ryan Shirley and Corbin Murphy started the ball game, did not score. Eli Brooks saw some minutes but did not score in the first half. The foul situation, South Warren whistled for 8 fouls in the first half. 2 of those were on Caden Veldkamp. 1 of those a technical foul. Luke Burton picked up a technical foul as well early in the ball game. Tayshawn Jones, Brandon Rowe, Malachi Reynolds, Will Faulkner, Nathan Neal, all with 1 foul apiece in the first half. For the Trojans, Corbin Murphy picked up 2 fouls. Ryan Shirley with 1, Eli Brooks with 1, and Tate Horner with a technical foul early in the basketball game.
Halftime stats look like this. Barren County shot 6 of 24, so just 25% for the first half. A third of our field goals were threes. We were 2 of 10 for 20%, so not terrific field goal performance in the first half. 9 of 22 for South Warren for 41%. They hit 2 of 5 from behind the arc for 40%. We were out-rebounded 19-13, and both teams had 5 turnovers. So a stat we were really worried about was rebounds. We went for a long time and in the second quarter and barely just got to South Warren's first quarter total. So they're really dominating us right now on the boards. We came out hot. We hit our first 2 shots, and then from then on, literally first 2 shots on first 2 possessions I think were threes, and then from then on the rest of the half we only hit 4 field goals. So that's not going to get it done, even though we had built a decent lead. In these low scoring games they evaporate quickly, and they evaporated all the way down to a deficit. So we've got to be more effective rebounding. I think Aiden Miller has gotten some terrific looks. He's really doing a good job running that baseline, and he's gotten some great looks. Eli had gotten some when he was down there too. We've just got to cash those in. Those are some huge differences in possessions ending in points versus points not on possessions.
Right. Join James Brown and John Butler every Monday afternoon at 4 o'clock for the Brown Sports Bag on 104.7 The Score or 104thescore.com. An hour-long sports show devoted to high school and college sports. And you can check out 104.7 The Score with James Brown for photos, stories, and more from Trojan and Trojanette basketball. Log on to 104thescore.com or the 104 The Score Facebook page.
We do some scores.
Let's do a Coca-Cola scoreboard update.
Okay. We've given some of these earlier just to run through them. Bowling Green fell to Ballard tonight, 61-45. That's a top 10 matchup in the state. I think Ballard was ranked number 3 or 4. Right now, Cumberland County is ahead of Logan County in the boys game at the end of the third quarter, 40-35. Glasgow beat Southwestern 67-56. You'd given that one earlier. That was a final. Greenwood boys lost to LaRue County 80-69. And then Warren Central beat Warren East boys 81-43. So that's all I've got right now, but maybe we'll get a few more before we head off tonight.
Of course, back here tomorrow afternoon, 2:30, the Trojanettes taking on Breckenridge County. We'll be on there at about 2:10 from this same spot tomorrow afternoon.
Just leave the equipment set up?
Don't think so. Not with a wobbly table that you're hoping that it doesn't slide down on the floor. And then we'll try to get back to Barren County in time to do the Trojans game against Elizabethtown. That'll be a JV varsity doubleheader. JV will start at 5 o'clock. The varsity game about 6:30. So as soon as we get back from here at South Warren, we'll have that broadcast of the Trojans game tomorrow night against the number 2 team in the state, the Elizabethtown Panthers. And then next week, as we, we're really running down the to tournament time. Only 2 more weeks left of the regular season. Tuesday night is homecoming at Barren County High School. Trojans and Trojanettes will host Cumberland County. And then Thursday night, that game still may be up in the air, but we'll have to wait and see how Clinton County boys do tomorrow night in the All-A-State tournament against Murray. If they win, that was a very good possibility that that Clinton County boys game will not be played next Thursday night, but we'll wait and see how that goes tomorrow night with the All-A-State. And then next Friday night, week from tonight, we go to Caverna before we head into the final week of the regular season.
It's a different ending to the year. We're usually traveling all throughout the 16th district. We usually play Caverna before Christmas, so it's all out of whack.
And then remind you about the 15th District Tournament at Barren County. We'll be broadcasting each and every tournament game from the 15th District Tournament that week. And then we will be broadcasting the 4th Region Tournament from Diddle Arena, the semifinals and finals. The first round will not be at Diddle this year. It'll be at 4 district winners' sites, so we'll not be able to do the entire tournament this year. But we will be able to do the semis and the championship game of both the boys and girls 4th Region tournaments. So keep that in mind from Diddle Arena. Back with the second half and the Farmers RACC Jackie Browning Memorial second half. And third quarter brought to you by Southern States Glasgow Co-op. Trojans trail at the break 22-19. This is Barren County High School basketball presented by Don Franklin Auto Glasgow on 104thescore.com and Nash 103.7.
Every sandwich has bread, every burger has a bun, but these warm, golden, smooth steam buns, these are special, reserved for the very best. The Filet-O-Fish, and you can have them too.
Enjoy even more with 2 irresistible Filet-O-Fish sandwiches for $5, only at McDonald's. At participating McDonald's, cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Single item at regular price.
Since 1899, families have turned to Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home during their most difficult times of loss. We are committed to excellence in planning meaningful, affordable services to honor the memory of those we love. At Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home, our goal is to build a bridge of trust through open communication and to establish relationships with the families we serve that will last for generations. Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home in Glasgow. Here when you need it.
Excellence starts with a solid foundation. CRS Construction Company is a builder. Side with
and quickly, Robert, the Zaxby second half keys to the game.
You got to win the rebound battle, and you got to cash in on those points when you get point blank looks, or at least 6 foot and in.
And South Warren will have the basketball to start the third quarter as it comes out to Jones. They're moving from left to right here in this second half. Jones with it halfway to the corner, right-hand side. Now works it down in low there to Veldkamp, and it's knocked out of bounds by Murphy. 10 seconds gone here in the third. Barren County trailing 22-19. And it'll be Burton to toss it in for the Spartans. Comes out in the corner to Veldkamp. Veldkamp now picks up his dribble, needs some help. Covered up by Murphy. He'll send it out to Jones. Jones against Griggs, takes him one-on-one, goes inside, throws up the shot, no good. Rebound in there by Murphy.
Good strong rebound.
Somebody needs to come get it. There's Withrow. As Gavin Withrow will set things up for the Trojans, sends it straight away over to Ryan Shirley. Back to Gavin Withrow. They feed it in there to Mason Griggs. He goes inside, got a little bump there, no call. Got his on rebound, tried to go up, had it smack loose. And then Ryan Shirley triple teamed, and there's Murphy putting it up and in with the left hand.
That was a Ryan Shirley assist. Out of that traffic, he just flipped it, and Corbin did a good job using the left hand.
And Barren County back within one at 22-21. A little over a minute gone here in the third quarter. Jones with the basketball. Gets rid of it to Burton. Now Burton looking inside. Left side with it to Rowe. Rowe back out to Burton. Top of the key. Gives it back to Jones. Lobs it down in there to Veldkamp. Veldkamp trying to work inside against Murphy and a foul. And that's going to be 3 on Corbin Murphy. First of the second half on the Trojans. And Rowe will toss it in on the right side of the bucket. Now we got a foul. Putting on Murphy again.
Yeah, there was just a lot of traffic there, and Warren decided to leave him to play on. But that's a kind of a bad call, just because it's just a lot of traffic, and you pick one kid out and single him out.
Murphy has to go to the bench with 4 fouls. He's going to walk on Rowe. He puts it up and in with the left hand. 24-21, South Warren. Right side with it is Griggs. Griggs bounce pass left. In the corner, Pointer from Withrow. Back out to Withrow. Back to Pointer. Can't shoot. They're in that zone. Right side, Griggs. Bounce pass back to Withrow. Works it in there to Shirley underneath the Griggs, and is slapped out of his hands by Jones and out of bounds.
Griggs is kind of floating in that backside trying to get behind the defense, and we finally found him. They knocked it out of his hand before he could put it up and in.
Griggs gets it inside there. Shirley lost the handle, trying to dig it out of there. Griggs trying to go up strong with it against Veldkamp, puts it in.
Stronger than the 6'5" Veldkamp there was Griggs.
8 points for Mason Griggs, 24-23. South Warren with 5:50 to play in the third quarter. Jones back and forth, gets a screen from Veldkamp, dribbles right side, lobs it in the corner now to Rowe. And Jones will reset it again against Mason Griggs, who's guarding him. Jones left side over to Burton. Now Burton fires it down. He goes off. Oh, I didn't think Withrow touched that. Thought it went off Myers' shoulder. But they're going to give it back to South Warren.
I think you're right on the replay.
And so Rowe out for a three-point try that is no good. Batted up in the air, crashing the board. Veldkamp, and he puts it up and in.
Got to put a body on him. Can't let him have a rim run.
His first 2 points tonight.
We have done a good job on him overall, but not there.
26-23. Aiden Miller back out to Griggs. Bounce pass over to Withrow in the right corner. Pointer down low, and there's Miller. Turnaround shot off the window, spun out. Rebound Murphy, or rather Miller, and he got it smacked across the arm. And it'll be on Burton. Second foul on Burton. First of the second half on the Spartans. Comes inside there. Ryan Shirley going up strong, missed it. Rebound put back up, blocked as Griggs trying to go back up with it. Loose ball, and it's going to be taken by the Spartans. Spartans driving it down, missing the layup. Ball popped out. Here's Griggs with the basketball the other way. 2-on-2. Griggs bounce pass underneath. Shirley puts it up, had it blocked from behind, and taken by Rowe. Eli Brooks going to check into the next break for Barren County. 4.5 minutes to play, third quarter. Rowe to the bucket, puts it up and in. And now it's a 5-point South Warren lead, their largest of the game, as Griggs pulls up with a jumper and banked it in off the window.
You could see it was a little long, but fortunately we got the bank break.
And the People's Bank shot for Mason Griggs. That's point number 10 of the night. 28-25, South Warren by 3. So we come down to the 4-minute mark of the third quarter. Rowe with the basketball for South Warren. Goes against Pointer. He'll kick it back out for a three-point shot. It is no good. Ball slapped out by Burton. Long. And taken by Myers. She gives it back out now to Rowe. Rowe against Withrow, working inside, backs out for a 15-foot shot, misses everything. Miller underneath the basket, gets rid of it to Porter. A hit up to Withrow, and smacked out of his hands. And they're going to give it back to the Trojans.
And for the Trojans, number 20.
South Warren thought it should have went the other way. As Withrow will toss it in, it comes out to Griggs. And picks up his dribble, goes into Miller. He fell down, but somebody tripped him. It's going to be on Jones. Second one on Jones. It's 2 on the Spartans in the second half. And Griggs will toss it in, left of the bucket. Throws it out to Withrow. Withrow curls around out top, feeds it inside there. Griggs goes to the basket, puts it up, he's fouled. And they put it on Burton, that's his third. And that'll be 3 on the Spartans in the second half. Mason Griggs at the line, 1 of 2 tonight, 10 points in the contest for the 6'1 junior. Free throw is good. Burton's going to check out for South Warren, and Putman in to replace him. Also in for the Spartans is Malachi Reynolds. He'll come in for Myers. 28-26 South Warren, and Griggs' free throw is good. Pulls the Trojans within 1 at 28-27. Jones works it up against Griggs. Now he's picked it up. He goes right side with it to Veldkamp. Back out to Jones. Bounce pass in there. Almost a walk. There's a spin move. Shot goes up, no good. Follow up, no good. Veldkamp puts it back up and in. Second field goal for Veldkamp. It's 30-27. South Warren out of the right wing. Griggs trying to drive. He's cut off. Has to reverse it back out. Stolen away. Jones has it to the rack. He'll lay it up and in. And Barren County will take a timeout with the Trojans trailing by 5, 32-27 with 2:41 left in the third period.
Scored 14 points in the first quarter. We have yet to score 14 again. So we've just scored 13 points in over, well, what, a little over 1.5 quarters. Yeah. Just can't do the job when you're basically making 2 field goals a quarter on average after you had that. I mean, I guess we'll call the first one a normal quarter. I mean, 14's a pretty normal high school quarter, and just struggling right now to match their physicality and find good looks. I'm not sure when we haven't, based on what I've got down, we haven't even taken a 3 this quarter. So, you know, we just haven't gotten very many good looks at all. Go ahead. I was going to say we've evened up the rebound battle, but it really hasn't mattered because we can't make shots.
Kevin Withrow brings it across for the Trojans, angles off to the right side. Out top is Eli Brooks. Dropped it for a moment, had to retrieve it. Working left side, gives to Pointer, long range left. Now Pointer bounces back out to Griggs, trying to penetrate down the lane, goes inside, had it blocked. And he got, they called a charging foul on Griggs? You got to be kidding me.
Watch that again here on the replay. That was not a good call. Warren doesn't get animated very much, but that was not a good call. He was actually backpedaling on the replay, and he was backpedaling on the replay when Mason went into him.
Yeah, that's a terrible call right there.
It's a big spot for us, too. Down 5, yeah. You know, you get that to go the other way, and we cut into it. Otherwise, they've got a chance to extend their 5-point lead.
Faulkner is back on the court now for the Spartans. Works it across against Withrow. But take it to the basket. He'll dump it off right side over to Reynolds. Now Reynolds getting some pressure. Now Reynolds Back and forth in a dribble. He's going to drive it. 10-footer in the air. Good for Reynolds. 34-27 South Warren.
And made their last three.
And Brooks almost dropped it out of bounds. Bounces it off to Griggs. Over to Withrow in the corner. It's Tay Pointer. Back to Griggs. Fires it down in there to Miller. He'll put it up. Blocked in there by Veldkamp. With a minute and a half to play in the third period. And Lane Stevens and Corbin Murphy waiting to check into the next whistle. Here's Reynolds again. Three-point shot this time, no good. Withrow ahead up to Pointer on the right side. He's cut off. Gives it back to Withrow. Trying to go in for the shot, and a whistle and a foul. And they're going to put it on Faulkner.
Foul number 10, Will Faulkner, his second.
Second on Faulkner, 4 on the Spartans.
12, Lane Stevens, number 14, Ryan Shirley, number 33, Corbin Murphy. And for the Spartans, number 14.
Ryan Shirley back in the ball game. Comes out to Shirley, gives to Stevens. Stevens around to the left side. It's Withrow, left wing three, bottom.
They've really been covering us up on threes. That's our first attempt and really our first good look at it. Gavin, good job knocking it down, cutting it to a 4-point game.
And that's his second People's Bank three of the night. 34-30, 53 seconds to go in the third quarter. Jones with the basketball. Hooks it back over to Faulkner. Faulkner skips it back over. Here's Jones for a three, and it is no good. Offensive rebound by South Warren. Trying to go up with a shot. No, almost lodged in there. Put back up and in. And a foul. Putnam with the basket to make it 36-30. Foul on Ryan Shirley, his second. Team's fourth.
And for the Spartans, number 0, Brandon Wright.
They're just really dominating us right now. And it's not that they're that much better of a basketball team than we are, but we cannot match their physicality.
Yep.
And you don't say that very much about a Barren County basketball team, to be honest with you.
Putman's only a 47.5% foul shooter, but he got that. Makes it 37-30. Trojans down 7. Griggs gets rid of it to Lane Stevens. Stevens, bounce pass back to Griggs. They get it across the line. He weaves through traffic. He goes for the bucket, put it up and in, and gets fouled.
Big answer in a danger zone for us. You know, they're up 7. We missed that layup, and they come down and convert it. They're looking at close to a 10-point lead going into the fourth quarter. But Mason, big shot, big answer.
37-32. As Ryan Shirley checks back into the Trojan lineup for Corbin Murphy.
Corbin, of course, got 4 fouls. We don't want him to pick it up here on the last possession of the third quarter.
And here's Griggs' free throw. Good. He scored 9 of Barren County's 14 points here in the third period. It's 37-33. South Warren with 24.8 to play in the third.
Stop would go a long way for the rest of the game.
As Rowe lobs it over to Jones on the right side, sends it back over to Rowe. Rowe lobs it back to Jones. Down to 10 seconds, tipped away, and coming up with it is Griggs. Griggs will throw it up. It is no good, but he gets fouled.
Just a little too
hard.
hard.
Put it up over the rim, and foul on Rowe will be his second, team 6th. So Griggs at the line for 2 shots with 6.4 seconds to play here in the third period. Chance to cut the lead to 2 if he can make both. First one is up, and it is good. A lot of rim, but it went down.
What a turn of events this could be. You know? And a lot of it happens without Veldkamp out there. You know, when he got those 2 fouls and had to go out, and they kept him out in the first quarter, it's when we went on a little run. He's been out. We go on a little run. You know, he makes a ton of difference just size-wise and length in their zone and defense.
And the second shot good for Griggs. 17 for Mason Griggs, 11 here in this quarter. 37-35, Trojans back within 2. 6.4 seconds to go in the third. Ball comes into Jones. Jones pushing it down the right side of the floor. He's going to head to the rack. He runs into Miller. Offensive foul.
Not a good possession. Not a good last minute for South Warren, to be honest with you. He put his head down and just went end to end.
Miller had been there for 30 seconds, just waiting for him. 1.1 to play in the third period. And Barren County's basketball to bring the length to the floor, trailing by 2, 37-35.
Not much we can do here. Maybe try to throw it long, see if Aiden can go get it, but no.
No. And that's not going to, it's going to be too late. That's the end of the third quarter. The Trojans trailing here after 3 at South Warren, 37. Barren back with the fourth quarter after this break. This is Barren County High Basketball, presented by Don Franklin Auto Glasgow on 104thescore.com and Nash 103.7.
Scotty's Contracting in Stone has stood the test of time, with quality being their top priority. Scotty's has been serving South Central Kentucky for nearly 50 years. As your local paving contractor, Scotty's is community-minded and community-involved, therefore willing to go the extra mile to help their neighbors and friends. Scotty's Contracting believes home is where the heart is, and they want you and your family to love the path that leads you to it. You can increase the value of your home with a newly paved driveway. Just imagine that curb appeal.
Half of the Trojans' points, as Barren County actually outscored South Warren 16-15 in the third period.
Yeah, we scored one less field goal in the third period than we did the whole first half. We had 6 in the first half when we had 5 there in the third period.
And it'll be Barren County's basketball to start the fourth quarter. Brought to you by South Central Bank, small enough to know you, big enough to help. Withrow on the left side of the floor. And he's looking, covered up, feeds it in there to Miller with a spin move. Shot goes up. Good. Got that over the outstretched arms of Veldkamp.
That's right. Good job attacking him. Aiden can open up that inside for us.
7 points for Aiden Miller. It's 37-37. All tied up here.
Is that a 7-0 run?
Yep. Oh, working inside. That's going to be an offensive foul.
Good job by Ryan selling
Shirley taking the charge. Veldkamp talking back to the official. That'll be 3 on Veldkamp. Barren County's basketball with a chance to take the lead. 7.5 minutes to play. Griggs gets it across. Works against Myers.
1-3-1 now, right?
Yep. Different defense set up here by South Warren. Lane Stevens getting some pressure out top. They give it back to Griggs. Griggs wants to drive it. Spin move in the lane, up for the left hand, and got it.
The spin move kind of got Veldkamp off balance and did not allow him to challenge the shot. And now that's 2 back-to-back field goals to open the quarter. And elite.
9-0 run for the Trojans. 39-37 the score. Rowe with it in the right corner. They feed it into Burton. The right elbow. Down to the baseline is Veldkamp. Veldkamp, bad pass, and almost went to the midcourt line. Jones there to grab it. Jones against Griggs, gives it to Rowe. Down in the right corner to Veldkamp. Veldkamp now on the dribble. Brings it halfway out. Throws it cross court. And driving to the basket, a whistle and a foul. And Cooper Myers was driving to the rim. The foul on Lane Stevens. It's the 15th foul on the Trojans here in the second half. And we're going to get a timeout called by South Warren. 6.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Trojans have the lead, 39-37 over the Spartans. Again, if you missed the girls' game earlier tonight, Trojanettes winning in overtime, 41-38 over the South Warren Lady Spartans. And Barren County back here tomorrow afternoon at 2:30 as they'll take on Breckenridge County for the second time this year. First time it was at the Owensboro Sports Center, and Trojanettes lost by 10, 52-42. But Breckenridge County, the number one team in Region 3 this week. The team favored to win and go to the Sweet 16, and very solid basketball team in Breckenridge County. So hopefully the Trojanettes will go home tonight, get some rest, and hopefully Robert and I will go home and get some rest tonight to be back here at 2:10 with a broadcast tomorrow afternoon before we head back to Barren County, the Trojans and Elizabethtown. Rowe, left side of the basket, gives it in the corner now to Burton. Out it comes to Jones. Jones is guarded by Mason Griggs. Jones takes it almost to the corner, slapped out of his hands by Griggs, out of bounds.
You know, we've had trouble with some of their post-ups against us tonight. I don't know why they don't go back to that and try to find a mismatch with us.
Comes in the corner to Myers on the right-hand side. Dribbles it out. He walked.
Big time.
Yep.
Well, we made 3 straight, and they have not attempted a field goal here in the fourth quarter after attempting 19 in the third period. That's a lot of field goals. They didn't hit any threes. They were 7 of 19 for 37. We were 5 of 12 for 42.
Griggs over to Withrow on the left side. Feeds it in there to Miller. He can't shoot as he works and has to do something with it. And throws it way back out. Loops it out to Griggs. Griggs will fire up a 3. No good. Veldkamp with the rebound for South Warren. 5:50 left in the game. Barren up by 2, 39-37. Jones with it out front on the right side against Griggs. He's going to head the other way. Right side of the floor. Backs out with it. Veldkamp came out to set a screen. Now he does set that screen left side, but Griggs stays with it. He'll give it off to Myers. Free throw line, getting some pressure. Give it off to Jones inside, flips it up. It's partially blocked. And they're going to catch Miller with a foul. I don't think he fouled him. I think Jones just went down.
Foul number 42, Aiden Miller is first.
First foul on Miller. That's 6 on the Trojans in the second half. And Jones is at the line. He's 0 for 1 tonight, but he's an 80% foul shooter. First one is no good. Malachi Reynolds coming back in the South Warren lineup to replace Cooper Myers. 5:24 to go. Barren up 2. Jones, second shot on the way. Good this time. He's got 8. And it's 39-38 Barren County.
We joked the first one to 40 might win this. We might push it just a little bit over, maybe first one to 50.
Griggs with it. He'll send it out to Shirley. Over the left side now to Withrow. Bounces in there to Griggs, and a lot of traffic. Over to Shirley, 12-footer right side, no good.
Not his normal shot.
Nope.
A little uncomfortable.
Reynolds with a rebound for South Warren. 5 minutes to play in the basketball game, and it's a 1-point lead for the Trojans. Jones off the screen from Veldkamp, drives the bucket. He'll put it up. He missed the layup. Veldkamp put it back up. He's fouled.
Got to get that board.
Foul on Miller. Aiden Miller's second personal, number 7 on the Trojans in the second half. And Veldkamp is a 58% foul shooter on the year.
Really, that was poor pick and roll defense, and that allowed him to have a lane to the bucket, and we had to just move, and we're out of position to even get the rebound.
Veldkamp hits the first. And makes it 39-39. And this free throw, no good. Rebound to Withrow. Trojans chance to take the lead again. 4:43 left. Griggs straight away over to Withrow on the right side. Withrow hooks it down in there to Shirley. Little pump fake. Had it blocked from behind. And Veldkamp pulls it out of the air.
Got to be stronger in that. Can't just rely on a pump fake.
4:25 left. Rowe with it against Gavin Withrow. And Rowe backing out of the dribble. Rowe wants to take him one-on-one. He'll throw up on the runner. It is no good. Rebound to Veldkamp, a whistle, and a jump ball. Possession arrow back to the Spartans.
South Warren in for the Trojans, number 33, Corbin Murphy.
Corbin Murphy, who's playing with 4 fouls, checks back in the Trojan lineup for Ryan Shirley.
Timeout. South Warren's going to draw something up here.
Full timeout by the Spartans with 4:10 to play here in the basketball game. We're tied at 39. Well, after tomorrow night, left of the regular season, as Barren County will host Cumberland County on Tuesday after tomorrow night's ball game with Elizabethtown. That's a girl-boy doubleheader, 6 o'clock for the girls' game. And then Thursday night, that is if it is played, that is if Clinton County loses to Murray in the All-A State Tournament tomorrow, then the Trojans in Clinton County will play next Thursday night. We'll just have to wait and see how tomorrow night's game goes between Murray and Clinton County.
There's not a lot of time to make stuff up either. You don't want to start cramming games in that last week. So,
right.
If games get canceled, there probably no makeups.
Next Friday night, we'll be at Caverna. Girl-boy doubleheader. That girls' game will start at 5:30 next Friday night. And then the last week of the regular season, before we head to district tournament play at Barren County.
All the other regions, it seems like, start games at 5:30, and we've never done that. It's always been 6, but there may be an argument for it as late as we get home some nights, especially school nights.
South Warren's basketball. Rowe will toss it into the right baseline. Having trouble. And there's a 5-second count. Couldn't get anybody open.
Wasted timeout as a coach, got to drive you crazy. You call timeout, set something up, and you can't even get it in.
Yeah. Barren County's basketball as it comes into Griggs. He'll give it back to Withrow. Half of the fourth quarter is gone. Tied game. Miller throwing up the runner. Got it.
He's that little 6-footer.
A left-handed runner.
Trying to get the girls to shoot that. Maybe Aiden can show him his little video.
Yeah. Barren back on top, 41-39. Jones with it for South Warren. Gets the screen. Greg stays with him. Rowe out to Veldkamp. Back out to Rowe. Now Rowe wants to take Withrow. Withrow almost poked it away, chased it down. Now Rowe drives in, and he crashed in to Tay Pointer. And the offensive foul on Rowe. And that'll be his third, and the team's 8th.
South's turned it over 4 times this quarter.
Foul on 0, Brandon Rowe, his third.
So now they have 4 players with 3 fouls. Not sure what the discussion is over the scorers table.
Don't know either. Next one will be in the double bonus the rest of the way. They'll be in the single penalty.
Anyway, Trojans will have the basketball. 3:28 left, leading 41-39. We're so far away from the scorers table, we can't really read lips with mask on, And Withrow throws it out to Griggs. Griggs getting the screen, cut off by Jones. And Jones forced him to turn it over.
Trying to go around a screen there and couldn't get it. Dribbled it off his leg.
The South Warren will have the basketball. Rowe will get it into Jones, as Jones will bring it up against Mason Griggs.
You feel like you're ever able to get a 2-possession lead, that's big, but we can't do it.
Same in the girls' game tonight earlier. Malachi Reynolds. Veldkamp out top. Over to Burton on the left side. Burton fires it down, knocked away by Pointer. They try to go down low on the block to Reynolds.
Yeah, Tay had to fight through and over that screen, or that's a layup.
.250 left in the game. And we're going to have a foul. Somebody pushed Murphy to the floor.
Let's see how that happened there. That was Burton, wasn't it?
Would they ever signal?
Yeah, white 5. He just chucked him.
And that is Burton's 4th personal foul. Team's 9th. They go into Miller. A lot of traffic. Had it swiped out of his hands.
Just lost it.
Jones pulls up at the free throw line. Over to Reynolds. He drives into a crowd, puts it up. It is good.
Gavin tried to take a
charge, but they wasn't going to call that one.
No, called too many.
Tied at 41 with 2:43 left, or 2:23 left, excuse me. Withrow getting pressure. Out to Griggs. Bounce pass right corner. Porter for three. Rammed out. Follow up, no good. As bodies hit the deck. And here come the Spartans into the front court. Left side corner, Veldkamp. Back out to Rowe. 2 minutes to play in a tied ball game at 41.
Griggs had a really good look at a putback, and we really fought over it. We got to do a better job communicating, and we got a putback.
And Rowe, here's the lob down to Reynolds, and almost lost it out of bounds. Threw it back before he fell out.
Don't know how he saved it.
Now Jones will reset it with minute 38 to play. Jones against Griggs. 90 seconds left in the contest. Tied at 41. Veldkamp, long range left. Gives it out to Burt, now to Jones. Right side is Rowe. Here's the lob down to Reynolds. He puts it up. It is good.
They've been trying to look for that the whole time, and when we leave backside help, it leaves it wide open.
43-41, South Warren, a minute 10 to play. Left corner is Porter. Back out to Griggs. He dribbles right. Now he'll go over to Withrow on the right wing. Withrow looking inside. Nobody there. And a whistle. What do we got? Timeout by Coach Warren Cunningham. Be a full timeout. 59.6 seconds to go. South Warren with a 43-41 lead.
I was going to say we had plenty of timeouts if Warren wants to use one here to set one up.
Stay tuned. We'll have the CPC Commodities post-game report. CPC Commodities, proven on our farm and made for yours. This fourth quarter is brought to you by South Central Bank. Small enough to know you, big enough to help.
South Warren just 2 field goals this quarter, but we've only got 3. We started out hot, and we have really cooled down since. Forced them into 5 turnovers, but we really haven't been able to get anything out of it because they're, again, out-rebounding us 6-2. That doesn't sound like a whole lot, but, you know, extra possessions, extra looks in a one-possession game all the way, it makes a big difference.
Yep.
Where do you go here? Here's what they do, too. Just watch this. They play 3-2, they play 2-3, they play 1-3-1, and almost out of every timeout they change defenses. So you see what kind of defense they come out in. I guess he does that to keep Warren or whoever the opposing coach is a little off balance because you draw something up and then you see something coming out of the timeout different.
59.6 to go. Barren County down 43-41.
Yeah, they haven't played 2-3 all half, and now they're into 2-3.
Yep. Switched it up again. Here's Pointer on the left side. Back out to Withrow. Right side it goes to Griggs. Withrow with it. Top of the key. Fins inside to Miller. Turnaround shot is no good. And rebound to South Warren. It's Putman who just checked in. Grabbed the ball on the end line. 40 seconds to play. A 2-point South Warren lead, and they have the basketball.
You got good looks. You got to hit them.
And that's going to come over and back. Yes. Rowe came back over the midcourt stripe, and it was Gavin Withrow that forced that.
Yep, South Warren's coach wanted a foul, but his momentum carried him over before Gavin even made any contact with him. It was actually a really good call, and 33.7 left. We got a chance to tie.
Mason Griggs gets it inbounds to Withrow. First a timeout, 30-second timeout with 33 seconds to play. Barren County will have the basketball, trailing 43-41.
Trojans, full timeout.
These officials have had 2 tough games to go with.
Yep. Looking at the fourth quarter, Aiden Miller has 2 of Barren County's 3 buckets. And for South Warren, Reynolds has both buckets.
Yeah, he's been where he's not necessarily a guy that gets them a lot of points. I know you've got his average written down, maybe.
4 points a game.
Yeah,
he's got 8.
He just happens to be maybe who's Tay's guarding, and Tay doesn't match up with him really well, and they've tried to isolate him on the post. And, that's a place that Tay's not comfortable, so we got to give him backside help, as I was talking about earlier. When they rotate it, it's a little slow getting there. They throw it over top. He gets a couple layups, and that's the difference in the game right now. We had Aiden a really good look, and we couldn't get the offensive board. So, bottom line, it comes down to execution and putting the ball in the hole, especially in a one-possession, low-scoring game right here. We won't have many more looks at it with 33 left. Only 33 seconds left.
Trojans trying to snap South Warren's 3-game win streak. They've won 6 of their last 7.
And keep them from sweeping us this year.
Yeah.
They haven't had much success against us, much less a season sweep.
All right, here we go. Ball comes into Withrow. 30 seconds to go. Barren down 2. Withrow over to Griggs. Now they've gone 3-2 zone.
Yep, switch it every time.
And now Withrow looking. Back out to Griggs. Gets a screen from Miller. Goes inside, flips up the shot, got it to go.
Good job. Kind of faked it, used Tay as a decoy, and took it and turned the corner.
And now we're down to the final 10 seconds, 43-43. As Rowe gets it across the line. Rowe going to take it and slapped out of his hands. Loose ball. Here's Porter. Throws it up at the horn. Got it! Oh! Got it! He got it!
Wow. What a way to avoid overtime. That's a spin move and a steal. You take it the other way, you're really almost just satisfied with overtime and hit a 25-footer. Tay makes a big play to keep us from going to back-to-back overtime games and South Warren sweeping the season series.
Trojans win it 46-43.
Wow.
On Tay Porter's 28-foot shot at the buzzer. His only three-pointer of the night. Trojans go to 15-5 on the year. And South Warren falls to 10-5 on the season. 46-43. Barren County wins it tonight here on the road at South Warren. We'll come back with a CP game report in a moment. This is Barren County basketball presented by Don Franklin Auto Glasgow on 104thescore.com and Nash 1037.
For a new place to bank, consider South Central Bank, a bank that believes in lifelong relationships. Offers free checking.
46-43. Yeah.
Invest in your success. Convenient lobby and drive-through hours, including Saturdays, to better serve you. South Central Bank has been serving communities across Kentucky for nearly 50 years. South Central Bank, small enough to know you, big enough to help. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
If you hadn't been to Colton's Steakhouse and Grill, what are you waiting for? Okay, maybe you need a special reason. Well, here it is. Our sizzling signatures. There's the Hawaiian ribeye, marinated for 72 hours, topped with fresh grilled pineapple. Or how about our Del Rio ribeye, topped with melted ancho chipotle butter and crispy onion tanglers. Both these mouth-watering sizzling signature ribeyes are available right now. Colton's Steakhouse and Grill. We know what's at stake.
In Glasgow, Campbellsville, Radcliffe, and Bardstown.
In our neck of the woods, propane is a big source for heating our homes. And your local Southern States in Glasgow is the place to get your propane tanks filled for your home. And propane-powered heating is used on farms, too. It's a great fuel source for heating livestock, such as swine and poultry, like chicken barns. Propane heat can transform the way you operate a farm and its various buildings. With propane, heating becomes more efficient in barns and even greenhouses. Call Southern States in Glasgow to find out more. 651-6167.
It's finally time to get on the court. Basketball season is here. And from the first tip of the ball to the time the net is cut, SCRTC is here to help you make the shot with the fastest internet speeds. Up to 1 gig for SCRTC fiber customers and 15 meg for copper customers. Residential internet packages with and without phone are available. Never miss a shot from your team when they play on TV with the SCRTC Sports Package. With the current fiber expansions, SCRTC service areas are growing constantly. Make the SCRTC 3-point shot today with phone, TV, and internet.
You're listening to Barren County Basketball, presented by Don Franklin Glasgow. Now, back to courtside with Jay.
Finish with Tay Porter's 28-foot shot at the buzzer to beat South Warren here tonight by a score of 46-43. as the Trojans improve to 15-5 on the year, and South Warren drops to 10-5 on the season. We welcome you to the CPC Commodities post-game report. CPC Commodities, proven on our farm and made for yours. South Warren trailed the Trojans 14-11 at the end of the first quarter, and then South Warren took the lead at halftime 22-19. It was 37-35 South Warren after 3. The Trojans outscored the Spartans 11-6 in the last quarter. South Warren with a total of 18 field goals tonight. 2 of those were three-pointers. They were 5 of 9 from the foul line. And they were led in scoring by Tayshawn Jones and Malachi Reynolds, both with 8 points apiece. Luke Burton scored 6, 5 for Caden Veldkamp. Cooper Meyer scored 4, so did Brandon Rowe. Also 5 for Will Faulkner and 3 for Jason Putman. For the Trojans tonight, a total of 16 field goals. And 2 of those, or actually 4 of those, were three-point shots, and 10 of 13 from the foul line in the basketball game. As Coach Warren Cunningham joins us here for Coach's Comments, brought to you by McDonald's. And Coach, what an exciting finish with Tay Pointer hitting that winning shot for you. Good to get a win here on the road in a rematch against the Spartans.
Yeah, we needed to get a win tonight, just especially the way the game went, because we were better offensively than we were against these guys the first time or against Franklin the other night, but it was a very similar type of game as far as a low-scoring game, a game that we saw all zone, and I thought we were much better against the zone tonight. We didn't finish as many plays as I would like for us to, but man, we fought our guts out. We guarded, we battled on the glass. We were a little outsized at times, but I thought we really fought, and we made 2 big plays there at the end.
They're a very physical basketball team.
To say this game was physical would probably be an understatement. That, it wouldn't do it justice. But I mean, it was just both teams were. We were, they were, and we wanted to be the aggressor in the game because of how physical they are, and they got good size. I mean, they got some big kids and some physical, strong kids, and their guards are the same way too. And I thought our guys, we just really battled, man. I was really proud of them.
Mason Griggs looks like he had 15 points in the second half, hit 6 of his 7 free throw shots.
Yeah, he was big, and I thought as good as he was offensively, he was as good defensively. I mean, he tracked Jones all night from baseline to baseline, and really did a great job on him. There were times I thought he was beat, and he would somehow get back in front of him, and that wasn't an easy task. And he's got a great demeanor about him, and playing with a lot of confidence right now, and we have a lot of confidence in him.
Well, you bust their 3-game win streak. They had won 6 of their last 7.
Yeah, they had, and we told our guys. I mean, they were a team that were playing with a lot of confidence and gotten better. But they have a new coach, and they have a lot of new players as far as playing at the varsity, and they had no time. They had no summer. They had no scrim, nothing. So everything that they had, was when the season started. So they were going to get better, and they've gotten a lot better and won several games other than their Bowling Green game lately, and of course beat us. So it was going to take a really good effort. We knew that coming in, and really proud of our guys. We just fought and made some plays there.
This is a good boost for you of confidence going into that E-Town game tomorrow.
It is, and I think just the way the game went, I thought it was important that we win it because of, we've lost 2 games like this, where it's kind of back and forth. We have a lead, we're behind, back and forth, low scoring, got to grind it out. And, we're kind of seemed like we're heading in that direction again with some of the plays we made, but we got to stop there when we had to. Got a couple of them from time to few of them there, and made a couple shots there.
Yeah, you were able to come back up a 7 or 9 point deficit.
I know we were down 7 at one time because it was getting a little iffy there. It seemed like a 7-point lead in this game seemed like 17, but credit our guys. We made a couple shots and got right back in it, tied it up. We actually took the lead and just never could get control of it. Maybe go up 4 or 5 and you start to feel a little bit better, but we never got to that point.
E-Town tomorrow, number 2 team in the state in the latest ranking. So, but again, just a boost of confidence for this team to head into that game tomorrow.
Yeah, I think so. And E-Town is without a doubt a top 5 team in the state. We've seen those guys before. We played them played them in the
scrimmaged them
summer.
some, too,
We usually scrimmage them every year, but no, we didn't this year. But they're an excellent team. They're a regional champion team from last year. They had everybody back, and they've got some guys that can. Their perimeter guys are outstanding, as good as we'll play against all year. And they handled Bowling Green a couple weeks ago, so they've got an outstanding team. It'll be a great opportunity for us, a great challenge for us, and want our guys to enjoy this and come back tomorrow, and let's get ready to go and see what we can do with these guys.
We'll get some rest. We'll see you tomorrow night.
All right, thanks, Jay.
All right, Coach Warren Cunningham of the Trojans winning here in a thriller at the buzzer by Tay Pointer. 3-point shot to win it 46-43. As we look at Barren County stats, 16 field goals, 4 3-pointers, 10 of 13 from the foul line. Mason Griggs with 21 to lead the Trojans tonight in scoring. He had 15 of those in the second half. 9 points for Aiden Miller. He was the second leading scorer tonight. 4 baskets, 1 of 2 from the foul line. Also, Gavin Withrow with a couple of big threes and a